this. Fresh off the Palm Beach County, that's where I'm from. Where niggas get gunned down and left like guns just for fucking round. This ain't accounting for you bitches to come around.
What up, and welcome to the 1-year anniversary special of the 5-6 Kings podcast. I'm David Breen. With me, as always, my dear friend and co-host, Braden Bullard. Braden, happy anniversary, man. How are you?
Happy anniversary, man. And let's give a little cheers with the mics. That's cool.
I was gonna
Bang.
We gotta go. Mic to mic, though. So it makes a noise, so it goes like boom.
Oh. Yeah, a little bit harder. Oh, that was it.
There we go.
Yeah.
But hey, for real.
Kangin' and bang.
Here's to a year with you. First of many.
First of many. Kangin' and bangin'.
You were proud of that one.
Yeah.
You repeated it.
That was right off the top.
You said it like kind of, and then you lit up. You're like, oh, do it again. Come on.
No, I was like, man, does that have a catchy ring to it? Kangin' and bangin'. Honestly, that's my two go-to drinks.
There we go.
It's a bang and a kang.
Two great drinks. And guys, if you're listening to this and not watching it, you're missing out on a lot. I'm gonna need you to stop listening. I'm gonna need you to go to YouTube.
Check it out.
Still download it on whatever platform you normally listen to. So like we get the download, and it helps, and maybe leave a review, maybe subscribe, all that good shit. But go to YouTube because. We got Johnny Truelove in the house for this one.
We got Johnny Truelove. Let's give a round of applause for Johnny.
And it's going to be a great fucking episode, guys. We're breaking down Alpha Dog for the second time because, I just thought we've been doing this for a year. Why not revisit the movie? That's the reason the 5-6 Kings exist.
Yeah, I completely agree. And, it's just such a foundation of a movie for the 5-6 Kings, and just like it just helped bring us up. It was just such a life lesson for us. Not really.
No, I did not take the lesson. I saw this and I was like, oh, I want to do what Johnny Truelove did, and that seems awesome. That's not the lesson this movie tries to give people.
Yeah, but we turned out okay.
We did. Yes, we did.
Yeah, but this is an iconic movie to us. And it left such a big impression when I was young. I remember it's something about the realism aspect to this film. The actors and even the script, the fact that it's based off a true story, they do such a good job of bringing it to life so well that it leaves such an impression on you, especially when you're watching it when you're like 10 years old. Yeah. What this is rated R, right? Yeah.
It's rated R. Came out in 06.
Yeah.
So we were like 11 and 12.
That's like for
we bought tickets to go see Hoodwinked, animated film starring Martin Lawrence as a bear. I think Ashton Kutcher might have been his dear friend, and we went into Alpha Dog.
That was the way to do it. We snuck into so many movies back in the day.
I still do, just to get the rush.
Yeah.
I buy a PG movie, and I'm like, I'm going into the rated R movie.
And then he sneaks in drinks and candy, and I just walk in right with him.
I sneak in the candy and then buy a drink.
Oh, that's right.
Because I'm like, I can't. How do I sneak in a drink?
Oh, that's right. That's right. Yeah.
Drinks are huge. It's crazy.
Man, I remember those sneaking into movies all the time. Good times, man. Cobb Theaters. Shout out to you guys.
Cobb Theaters. Rest in peace.
Rest in peace. That's right.
Whoever owns it now.
Yeah, CMX.
They
got some nice lounge theater.
Oh, guys,
seats.
if you're going to go see a movie in the Palm Beach Gardens area, go to CMX.
Yeah.
Go to CMX on a Tuesday. It's $5 movie Tuesdays. Can't beat it.
And they're showing the fights now, apparently.
Yeah, but it's expensive.
Yeah, what was
it's $20 tickets to see the fights, and then what are you gonna sit there for that many hours and not eat, not get a drink? Like that's, I'd rather go to
maybe just buy a ticket to a movie and sneak in. Yeah,
they'd catch on that. There's no way.
Yeah.
There's no way. I'm all for trying, but just get ready to be kicked out.
Yeah.
But I'd rather go to the Miller's Ale House and spend $25 on food.
Mm-hmm.
And get to watch the fights.
Yeah.
No,
that makes sense.
Yeah. Fuck CMX, all right? This took a dark turn. Fuck them. But, guys, 1 year anniversary. We're breaking down Alpha Dog again.
Yep.
We're recording this the day after we recorded Speed, so we're not checking in on our weeks.
Yeah.
Either you'll be hearing this after the Eastern Conference semifinals, so either congratulations to the Miami Heat or tough break. Let's rebound, let's regroup, and let's get back at it next year, guys.
Boom.
All right. Let's talk rate or let's talk money. Let's talk money. This budget had to be low. This budget had to be real low. I'm going to say $15 million.
$15 million, David. It is $15 million.
Is it really?
No, actually, you know what? I think this happened to us last time. It doesn't say...
Shut up. Does it say $15 million?
No, that's what it grossed in U.S.
Oh, what are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing saying the answer?
That's what it
Say
grossed.
the answer
That's
to
what
the
it,
next thing.
but that's just the gross to the U.S. and Canada opening weekend.
All right, but it still helps me.
Yeah, it does. But that's weird. It didn't have the budget. Let me see.
There we go.
Oh, shit, David.
I mean, I'm going to guess $9.5 million budget.
That thing popped up so big on
Yeah.
Google right away. I couldn't.
Dude,
I couldn't
we've had a year to do this. Come on. We can't be...
It's a big laptop screen, friends.
And all right, so I'm going to guess U.S. and Canada, they made 15. I can't imagine this crushed it overseas. I'm going to say this movie made $22 million.
It ended up making $32 million.
$32 million?
Yeah. Close?
That's I'm surprised. This is a movie where I wouldn't have expected outside of the U.S. and Canada they made a ton of money.
It probably didn't make too much money.
It made $17 million as opposed to $15 million.
But that was just for the well, I guess it does. Yeah, it actually says okay. So it says opening weekend U.S. and Canada $6 million. Okay, so yeah, you're right. I read that wrong. So yeah, it only grossed $15 million in U.S. and Canada, and it grossed the other 17 outside. Yeah,
that's surprising to me because this is a fucking U.S. crime story.
Mm-hmm.
It was a kid in California. It's a true story. I would have thought U.S. it would be moderately big.
Yeah,
like I remember it coming out. It wasn't a huge movie.
Yeah, and after rewatching it for like the 100th time.
100th time?
I don't know. I just wanted to round it up, you know. It was just so evident about how stupid the people are in this movie, because they're not just like main characters, are real people in like life.
And they're morons.
Yeah, they're
morons. Morons and like
and what I'm getting to is like imagine being the other $17 million worth of people outside the U.S. and Canada that are getting a taste of what at least Californians are like.
Oh, I'm sure they're like, fuck all these people in this movie.
What? They're probably like, they have that much money and that's how they act?
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Fuck these people.
They have pools in their backyard.
They had
and they're killing someone?
They kidnapped a child and threw a fucking party.
Yeah.
You gave away the end, man. What are you doing? What are you doing? You did this last time, too.
Yeah, I did.
We've done this movie twice, and Braden's blown the ending both times. If you haven't listened to the first one, you can go back. Episode 3 of the 5-6 Kings on Alpha Dog.
That's right.
Check it out.
Yeah, you know, not too big of a deal, right?
Let's talk ratings.
Let's get right to the fucking ratings. So, David, what did you all right. IMDb, give it a...
You were really about to do that?
Just buying time.
This is 1 year anniversary. You don't know the order?
I know the order, David. Just buying time.
Yeah.
All right, so IMDb, give it a 6.9 out of 10. Nice.
Yeah. 69.
Gross. Rotten Tomatoes, give it a 54%.
They gave Speed a 94. Let that sink in for a second. They gave Speed a 94. They gave Alpha Dog a 54. Rotten Tomatoes is all over the fucking map.
All over the map.
What Google users say?
86%.
There we go, Google users.
That's still lower than even Speed.
Yeah, but fuck it.
Fuck it. Yeah, Google,
fuck it.
Yeah.
People are like, oh, the Jewish kid died. I didn't like that.
Yeah.
Or people were like, yeah, the Jewish kid died. I fucking love that shit. Either or. Went both ways.
Yeah. What'd you give it, David?
You know what I gave it, and I know what you gave it.
You're goddamn right.
Guys, is this the best movie we've ever done? Just start to finish, story, plot, all of that? No. I think it's Training Day. Braden thinks it's Interstellar.
Yeah.
Is this, hands down, without a doubt, the most important movie in 5-6 Kings history? Would there be a 5-6 Kings? Would there be a podcast without this movie? No. For that, this movie gets a perfect 10 across the fucking board.
Perfect 10.
It is a perfect movie. It developed two growing young minds. Really set us on an interesting path, an interesting trajectory.
Yeah.
This is where we ended up, and we have this movie to thank for it.
I was thinking of like so many words. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to go off on that. Not going to go off about how we're philosophers and we're just wise, young, enthusiastic, successful, charming, talented, skillful, funny young men.
I mean, definitely.
I wasn't gonna go into all
definitely
that.
don't go off on
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
Definitely don't do that. All right, guys, it's a 10 out of 10. Go watch this movie.
10.
Go watch this fucking movie.
Oh, dude.
Awards. I wanna see some Oscars. I wanna see some Golden Globes.
Well, we're gonna read them all because it's got 3 wins,
There we go.
7 nominations.
Fuck yeah.
So they were nominated for the Best Supporting Actor at the Boston Society of Film Critics Awards, Ben Foster.
Boston.
Dude, Ben Foster.
It's wicked awesome, kid.
Yeah. Ben Foster is he
plays Jake Mazursky in this movie.
and just overall he is what's the word I'm looking for? He's not as he's not as big or as he doesn't get as much applause as he should as an actor. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't know, man. He's a very good actor.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But like he's
He doesn't get the credit he
he
deserves
doesn't
for it.
Yeah. He's
All right.
God, I don't know why I'm blanking on this word right now.
He has an easy word.
It is.
Threw me off. I didn't know what you were going for.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah, he's a very good actor.
yeah, I love him. So they won the Best Rising Voice Actor Award at the Gran Primo Internazionale. God damn it, David.
Internazionale.
Doppiaggio.
Gran Premio Internazionale del Doppiaggio.
There you go. Yeah, so they won Best Rising Voice Actor, Andrea Mate, for the dubbing of Justin Timberlake. Wow. So I guess there was times where
She was dubbing his voice?
yeah.
All right.
Wow.
Good for her.
I never noticed, so yeah.
Yeah.
They were nominated for the Audience Award for Best Voice Actor.
Makes sense because this was a very low budget movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was under $10 million, and like
There was probably times where they didn't
Like-
pick up his voice because they were outside or something
and
like
like
that.
after and like fucking in the editing room and all that shit. Like you're not gonna be like, hey Justin, we need you to come in for a couple days and we gotta fucking go over some of these things and have you voice it.
Yeah.
After you shot everything, Justin Timberlake's gonna be like, oh, I'm on tour. Like, no, I'm not. Gonna
yeah.
I'm not gonna stop and come in to work on my fucking like fucking do the fucking dub over. Bozo did the dub for my voice.
Yeah. And it's the same case for Emil Hirsch because this actor, Massimiliano Alto, was nominated for Best Voice Actor for dubbing Emil Hirsch.
This has to be no. There's no way Spanish people did it for all of them. This was for the international Spanish version. These people did their voices in that.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's what it was for Justin Timberlake as well.
Okay,
That's
yeah.
what these awards are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. It's not they missed the voice.
Yeah.
It is.
Because I was going to be like,
There's no way
Yeah.
that many actors had Spanish people come in and just overdo their voice.
Yeah, which is pretty funny though. So they were also nominated for Best Supporting Voice Actor, which is funny that half of the awards, half of the nominees are for this.
International? Well, they made over
17, yeah.
half of what they made total for this movie.
Fuck, I guess you're right. Yeah, so they were nominated for Best Dubbing Direction, Best Dubbing Technician, Best Supporting Voice Actor. There's a lot of international ones. You wanna read this as well?
Festival Nazionale del Doppiaggio Voci nel Ombre. They won.
Yeah. They won Best Character Actor Voice for Loris Lodi for dubbing of Ben Foster.
There we go.
Yeah, good for them. Her. Nominated for the MTV Movie Award for Breakthrough Performance, Justin Timberlake. He's probably got so many that year at the MTV Movie Awards. Like, this was just...
And that's how I feel like if you're Alpha Dog, you're like, we want... He did not have the best performance, I think. It was Ben Foster.
But I guess, like,
it
Breakthrough...
was Sharon
like,
Stone, Anton Yelchin.
But, like, was it early on in the careers for acting?
Anton Yelchin played Zach.
Yeah.
He was a kid.
Yeah, and he did great.
And I thought he did better than Justin Timberlake.
Well, he was nominated, so maybe...
But if you're... Anton Yelchin was?
No, I'm saying Justin Timberlake was just nominated.
And I think if you're Alpha Dog, you want that because...
It brings more...
No one at the fucking MTV Movie Awards is going to be like, oh, let's go see that Anton Yelchin movie.
No,
They'll be like, oh, wait, Justin Timberlake was in a movie? Let's check that out.
I felt like Justin Timberlake did great. But yeah.
He did.
No, but it does make sense that what you just said.
Yeah.
Just bring the views. They were nominated for the Teen Choice Award for Choice Movie Breakout Male, Justin Timberlake, at the Teen Choice Awards. Woo! And then they won the Young Hollywood Award for Breakthrough Performance, Male, Ben Foster. Young Hollywood Awards. Good shit, Ben.
There we go.
He
Ben
deserved
Foster.
it.
Absolutely.
He deserved it.
Absolutely. Anton Yelchin didn't win anything? That's crazy.
It's pretty crazy, too, I think, for even Emil Hirsch. I feel like Emil Hirsch was super strong.
Emil Hirsch was, fucking look at me.
He's here
look
with
at
us.
Me, man. Hey, Emil Hirsch is not here. Johnny Truelove is here.
How could I be so wrong? Yep. Dude.
I mean, we
I feel like I'm already in the beginning scene where I'm talking about, let me do 7 this time. You know, if it works,
This
it works.
the beginning scene.
That's one of the beginning
We got
scenes.
so much going on before there, and we're going to jump in.
Yeah.
If it works, it works. That's not what they say.
No,
If it works, if it makes sense, do it. If not,
fuck it. Then don't.
No. Fuck it.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah,
Fuck it.
he does not say the CK.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Fuck it.
Duh. If not, fuck it. Guys, so it opens up.
It's great.
They're showing like little pictures of all of it's the actors, but it's baby photos. It's
literally baby footage of the actual actors who are portraying
and they're
the
playing
people.
sad music, just building like these were.
It's a big wind gust.
These were all good kids at one point. Blah blah blah. Look how we're playing sad music, so you know something bad's gonna happen. Then it cuts to Bruce Willis. He's sitting in a room, and he's talking to this reporter guy. He's interviewing him, and he's like, you want to say it's about drugs? You want to say it's about misguided youth? It's all about parenting. And the guy's like, what? He's like, it's all about parenting. I parent my kids, you parent your kids. And he's like, isn't your kid a drug dealer? He's like, drug dealer? No. They sell a little weed? Yeah. And the guy's like, he was a major supplier for the San Fernando Valley area.
He's like, I don't know anything about that.
Yeah. And he's like, well, what about the DA saying that he got it from you? He's like, I don't know anything about that either. I'm a taxpayer, blah, 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 all of this. I take care of my kids. And then it cuts to, we're in a garage. Johnny is bench pressing, and former WBO middleweight champ Fernando Vargas, who Braden could beat the shit out of. Him, Emil Hirsch, and Justin Timberlake all at the same time.
That was great.
He's spotting him and he's talking shit. He's like, if you don't put this up, I'm fucking your sister and your mom. Like all this shit. And then he gets up and he's like, so what were you saying? You're saying you want to suck my cock, right? Like, that's what I heard. And he's like, I got such a big cock. I'm 5'3", hung like a flea.
Dude, it's so weird. It's a weird opening.
Great.
Yeah.
It's a great opening.
Yeah.
Elvis then walks in with like a mop bucket and stuff. And then he starts doing some pull downs on the workout equipment. And Johnny goes, what are you doing? He's like, what? He's like, I hired you for a full day, Elvis. Do you see the fucking moon? And Elvis is like,
I already did everything, man.
Yeah.
I already, swept the patio. I already cleaned the pool. I already cleaned the windows, all this and that.
Well, then I guess you shouldn't have finished so fast then. You want shit to do, go wash the floors. Scrub out the toilets. Or better yet, pick up all the dog shit in the yard. And if you finish too fast, dump it out and pick it back up again. He's like, when am I going to get my money, Elvis? And Elvis like, I told you I get paid on Thursday. He's like, well, how much your check going to be?
I don't know.
I don't know. It depends on how many hours I did. I don't know. He's like, you're fucking deadbeat, man. Make dog shit of your job. All right, get back to work. And then we see someone pulls up, and Tico's like, yo, what up? And he says, it's 911. And then we're inside, and Johnny's sitting there. He's holding a pit bull by the collar. They're in, like, this room. He's sitting across from this guy, Bobby 911.
And you know that pit bull, fun fact, it was in Killer Joe.
Same dog.
Same
It's
dog.
got to be Emil Hirsch's dog.
Yeah.
I tried looking. I was like, is the dog an alpha dog, Emil Hirsch's dog? And they're like, alpha dog, and all the.
It's not super
it was
specific.
just a nightmare, like, getting through, because the word dog is in the movie title.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, well, it's alpha dog. He's
So, yeah,
in it. Emil Hirsch is in it.
It's probably Emil Hirsch's
It's
dog.
got to be.
Yeah.
Different directors did these two movies. The odds of them getting the same dog.
There's no one else from this movie, though, that's in Killer Joe.
No.
So it's got to be.
Could be someone that worked on the set.
Yeah,
but,
that's what
but
I was
it's
thinking.
not.
Maybe a producer or
Different
something.
writer, different director. I imagine it's his dog.
Yeah.
Who the fuck knows, though?
Pretty cool, though.
But, no one just got a bunch of money out on the table, and he looks at him, and he goes, so I got this guy, and he wants 5, plus my regular 2, so I figure I need 7. And Johnny goes, 7? I don't know, B. I don't like having that much shit out, you know? You're holding it up. I thought you were gonna play the role Bobby 911.
Oh, man.
I can't play both roles, man.
Doing pretty well.
I'm not asking you for any fucking favors, JT. If it makes sense, do it. If not, no, you don't get to jump in now.
Oh, well, man.
If not, fuck it.
Fuck it.
And Johnny smiles and he goes, fuck it, right? Where you going?
I mean, it's a ridiculous scene because this guy's got to be, like, barred out.
He's just so fucking out of it.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's 7. We never find out what 7 is.
Yeah.
But apparently it's in a duffel bag, and it costs a lot of money.
I'm guessing it's 7 pounds of marijuana if they're talking about him being a pretty big marijuana seller.
What if it's 7,000 pounds? What if it's 7 kilos? What if it's coke? What if it's heroin? What if it's Xanax?
I mean, yeah,
You
not
know?
7,000.
What if it's just ounces? You know, like
You missed the mark with the 7,000 pounds.
like it could be anything, but it's 7.
Yeah.
We're now at the baseball field, and we see Bruce Willis again, and he's like hitting grounders to this kid, and he's like, "Oh, it's a big league right there. It's big league." And Johnny walks up and says, "I need 7." He's like, "Whoa, 7? 7 who?" And he says, "Bobby 911." He's like, all right. You know where he's been? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, I don't know, but it feels good.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, it's on you. He goes, always is, Pop. And then Grandpa walks up, and Grandpa does not disappoint, guys. He's only in a few scenes this movie, but he's great every time he's on the screen.
Yeah, there's a great chemistry between him and Bruce Willis, and then obviously Emil Hirsch is just great. But I feel like it just helps it be so easy for Emil Hirsch just to do the least when you have Grandpa and Bruce Willis.
He gets to play the fucking grandson, like the kid in the family there. Like it works perfectly.
Yeah.
He comes up and he's like grabbing him by the cheek and he's like, "You knocking him dead? You must be knocking him dead." He's like, "What are you doing tonight? You gonna go chase some tail?" He's like, "Nah, I'm just chilling."
He's like, you better not be turning into half a fag on me.
Yeah. He goes, "Angela's a nice girl, but he says men are not supposed to be monopolists." And he meant to say monogamists, but he says monopolists.
Yeah, I when I heard that, I'm like, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah. It's in our nature to spread the seed. You gotta start plowing some fucking fields, you fucking fruitcake. And like, he's walking away. And then he looks at Bruce Willis. He goes,
That's a good kid.
That's
a good kid. Dude, just like some of the best acting I think I've ever seen.
I don't know about all that.
That's
but
a huge,
yeah,
that's over-the-top statement. Obviously, he's not crying on cue or some shit. But man, like how natural he is, it's hard to find that and see that.
I mean, I feel like that's just who that guy was.
No, for sure. And
He's a racist, homophobic old man. And they found the right guy for the job.
fuck. If it's that, then yeah.
I mean, that guy's got to be dead, right? If Anton Yelkin's dead, this guy's got to be dead.
Yeah. Yeah, he's...
Yeah, I mean, look him up.
Yeah,
look him up.
He's got to be.
So we're at a liquor store, and Johnny pulls up and unlocks his trunk and then goes inside the liquor store, buys some cigarettes. While he's in there, a guy pulls up, throws a duffel bag in his trunk, gets in his car and drives off. And then Johnny comes out and, like, sits on the back of his car, smokes a cigarette as cops drive by, and he just kind of stares him down like, fuck you pigs looking at. Just like that. It's a great little vibe.
But yeah, unfortunately, this great actor passed away.
Unfortunately. He's racist and homophobic. I'm glad he's gone. Yeah.
Well, he lived fucking a long time. He was 91 and passed in 2017.
Good.
He was born in 1926. Good for that man.
What date did he die on?
September 15th.
September 15th. There we go.
There we go.
I thought it said September 11th, and I was going to say finally something good happened on that day. But that's not what it is. It's 15th. We're now at dinner, and it's Sharon Stone. I don't know the father, the actor, just Zach. Zach, who's played by Anton Yelkin, and the dad, and Sharon Stone, Zach's mom.
Mm-hmm.
And Ben Foster walks in, and he sits down, and they're all like, "Hey, Jake, how are you?" He's like, good, and like they're making him a plate and like passing stuff over. And you can tell he's tweaked out. He's fucking high, and
yeah,
he's just like fidgeting around
has
a lot.
Some like yeah,
he's like, yeah, no, things are really good. The new job's good. You know, getting a lot of sales. Just good. She's like, great, that's awesome. And then like they're making him a plate, and he's like, yeah, Dad, can I just talk to you in the other room real quick? And Dad's like, yeah, well, let's go to the other room. Excuse me, guys. And he's like, I need some money. He's like, I can't keep doing this, man. He's like, it's not the money. I can't just keep bailing you out. He's like, I know, man. You think I would be here right now if this wasn't the last fucking stop on Earth, man? And she's like, Jesus, man. He's like, how much do you need? He goes, $800. And then Sharon Stone walks up. Dad goes, Jake wants to borrow money. She goes, how long are we going to keep doing this, huh? Kid comes in here stoned out of his mind, and you keep throwing money at him because you don't want to deal with him. He then steps to Sharon Stone. He like gets in her face and goes, I'm working. I have a job.
I'm working.
I'll pay you back. She's like that, and you're like, hey, back up, man.
Yeah.
And the dad says, no, I can't do it, son. And he goes, all right, great, yeah, fine. Dinner. Go back to your perfect fucking family. He goes, that's not fair. And then he starts walking away, and Sharon Stone grabs his arm and goes, don't fucking touch me! Keeps walking out.
Yeah.
That's just setting like he's out of his check and see if it fucked up the audio for us. That's just setting up like, no, look at that.
We're golden.
What's the deal with why does sometimes it go? I just screamed into it.
It was loud.
That was probably the loudest I've ever been on this podcast.
Well, it just like
and
you
it,
did.
and it just didn't.
It's probably when I'm loud.
No, normally when I yell, it's like, hey, knock it off.
Yeah,
knock it off.
We were probably just like right below the peak there.
Peak.
Everyone hates you.
There
Now.
you go.
No. Now we're
Nothing.
good.
Look at that. Zach follows him to his car, and it's clear, like, oh, this is big brother. He wants to be like Jake. He's like, hey, take me with you. And he's like, nah, not tonight, kid. I got some shit I got to take care of. He's like, oh, okay. He's like, yeah, page me later, though. He's like, yeah, I will. And he starts walking away. He's like, I love you. He's like, yeah. He's like, yeah.
It's just like an awkward, funny moment between them.
Yeah. It wasn't funny. It was sad.
It was sad, but it was...
Yeah, it was real funny. I was like, he's...
I had a chuckle at
this
the
misguided little kid.
I had a chuckle at the awkwardness of him being like, love you, and then him walking in and be like, all right.
No, yeah.
Right.
It was sad. No,
No,
sad,
not
weird,
chuckle?
sad, weird family dynamic. You know,
Yeah.
that poor kid is what I thought.
Maybe I laugh at trauma, David.
Maybe. Your uncle really did a number on you, man.
Maybe I've just been
Really did a number on you
traumatized
and
this whole
his fucking
time.
daughters, and that's why. I mean, you brought that to the podcast, all right?
Now I really gotta choose more wise. David's gonna hold this shit against me. It's gonna be like 40 episodes in. You're gonna be like, "The fuck did Brandon's uncle do?"
we're 52 episodes in, baby.
No, I'm saying since the episode. Hey,
Congrats.
Kangin' and banging.
Here's to the first year with you. One of many.
One of many. God. Kangin' and banging.
Ah, it's delish. So we're now back at Johnny True Love's house. He's having a little party. They're playing a music video on the screen. It is Gangstas. It is the song Guns and Bitches by Gangstas in the Hood. And it's like, this guy's at a basketball court, and he's like, hey, man, and they start shooting, and it guns people down. He says, punk-ass bitches.
Is this a well-known song, too?
No. Only from this movie.
So I have a fun fact. Apparently, Tech 9 was supposed to be throughout the entire movie, and it's only played really in the credits. And the reason why they didn't have Tech 9 throughout the entire movie is because they wanted to play more songs that people knew, that was just more mainstream. So that's why I was wondering.
I've never heard of that song.
No, yeah, neither have
I've
I.
only ever seen that music video in this movie.
Yeah.
So there were others. They had the David Bowie song.
Yeah.
They have Bullet in a Target by Citizen Cope. Say Goodbye to Hollywood. But like Enemy and I've only heard it in this.
Eminem, yeah.
No, Enemy and I. Come and take a ride with my enemy and I.
Yeah.
That's where the fuck else has anyone ever heard that song?
Yeah. But what's funny is that this music video is kind of like plays somewhat of a small...
Oh, it plays the biggest role in this movie.
And I didn't want to really overly give it away.
You brought it up.
You gave away the fucking ending and shit already. But
no more music videos, baby.
Yeah, exactly. But what's funny is you would think they would almost choose a more mainstream song if that was the reason why. You know?
Yeah, I don't...
But
I've heard of Tech 9. I've never heard of Gangstas in the Hood, Guns and Bitches, other than from this movie.
Yeah. And I'm sure there's...
And you know what? I've maybe only heard of Tech 9 because of this movie. How great would it have
been if it would have been...
Palm Beach County Anthem by Suave Smooth?
And like the legitimate music video.
Like
they used that music video
That would have been
instead.
amazing.
That would have been the best.
But then they couldn't have done this part where Elvis is like, these fucking wannabe posers.
Oh, yeah.
With their fucking guns and their fucking gold chains. They don't do shit. And then Tico goes, the only thing these motherfuckers are shooting are music videos. He's like, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. And then he starts dancing. He's like, oh, now I'm feeling it. Now I'm feeling it. You don't want that shit. No. You don't want that shit. You don't want that shit. And then he starts, like, gross, sloppy, wild making out with this girl in the corner.
And the girl's acting like she's down.
She's doing it, and then he backs up and keeps going back in. Like, it is...
Yeah.
It is great, and everyone's laughing and watching it.
And he's, like, looking around as he's doing it, like, almost as if...
You guys see this?
Yeah, getting
validation
validation from it, yeah.
Johnny says, I need some beer. And he's like, hey, his girlfriend's there. His girlfriend's Olivia Wilde. And he's like, hey, your name's Angie. He's like, Angie, will you go get me some beer? She's like, yeah, I'll get you some beer. And then Elvis is like,
oh, no, I'll go get it.
And then Justin Timberlake gets super racist and super homophobic in this scene.
And I'm sure he ad-libbed it all.
Nothing was written down. They said, just speak from the heart, Justin. Yeah. They said, Justin, just speak from the heart. And he goes, look at that fucking slave motherfucker. He's like a spook, man. It's crazy. Which is just unnecessary racist. And then he gets back and he's like, you fucking love Johnny, don't you? He's like, yeah, I love him a lot. I owe him a lot. He's like, no, not like that. You fucking love him. If he told you to suck his cock right now, you'd do it without hesitation. And Elvis goes, no, I wouldn't. And then Johnny goes, you wouldn't? And Elvis says,
no, I wouldn't.
No, you suck, man. You suck at this.
What are you talking about?
He looks at Johnny and goes,
suck my cock.
No, Elvis said that to Johnny.
Bro, you're throwing me off
Elvis,
here.
I need you to know the lines in the movie. He looks at Johnny and goes, Johnny, come on, man. Like he whispers it to him, and trying to have it just be him that hears it. Like, come on, bail me out. You know I would, but come on, not in front of the fellas. And everyone obviously hears it because they're right there. They're all looking at him. Yeah,
and he like says it in such like an undertone way where it and like tilts his head and everything. It just seems so bitch-like.
Very, very submissive. Like, Johnny, come on, please. And Justin Timberlake goes, oh, you see that? You're full on dick in the mouth, balls across the nose, dildo up the ass. You're a faggot, dude. 100%. Like, don't fucking talk to me, all right? I fuck bitches. You're a faggot. Leave me alone. And you're like, Justin, you can't say that, dude. This is crazy. You can't talk like that to a person. Don't talk to me. You're a faggot? That's crazy. You know, I guarantee you, Justin Timberlake tours and sings pop songs and has backup dancers.
Oh, dude.
I guarantee you most of his backup dancers are gay dudes.
Most of the people he's probably working with.
Yeah, and he's just, you fucking faggot! Get the fuck away from me, you faggot! I hate you! It is insane.
Yeah,
Justin Timberlake said that.
Yeah, it didn't seem like he really had to practice too much.
No, he was prepared.
Yeah.
He was prepared. They did not write that.
No.
Doorbell rings, and Elvis like, oh, I'll get it. And Johnny goes, no, I got it. Suck my cock. And goes and answers it, and it's Ben Foster, Jake Mazurski. I don't want to call him Ben Foster. I want to call him Jake Mazurski.
Yeah.
And Johnny puts his arm around him and says, you got to start calling a motherfucker before you just pop in. Jake Mazurski is Jewish. And Johnny Truelove says, Christ killers got no respect, huh? Just like, God, this is a wild movie.
Yeah. That's like a wild...
It's all racist and anti-Semitic. Like,
yeah.
The whole movie.
Yeah.
Christ killers got no respect.
Once again, what do you think everyone outside the U.S. and Canada is thinking watching this movie?
They're like, these kids. And Cassavetes is like, I talked to people, like, I did a lot of he's the director and the writer. He said, I did a lot of research, a lot of, like, looking into this. I feel like this movie is 95% accurate.
Really?
Yeah, he's like, we were 95%, like, on point with what happened in real life.
And if you think about it, they probably have so much background information about, because this is probably a public case, you know what I'm saying, about all these people's lives and everything. Where
the movie came out, like, once it was very well known, like 7 years after all this went down.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure he was able to go, you know, especially probably shooting this in California, living in California, he was able to go talk to so many witnesses, so many friends, so many people that were able to describe what it was like, that were there, that saw him, met him. Yeah.
Yeah, 95%.
Yeah.
Fucking Nick Cassavetes.
Yeah, I don't
He
doubt it for
he
a
also did
second.
The Notebook. Good for him, huh?
What a twist.
Right? Like,
Goes
what
from
a-
that to that.
What a polar opposites this guy's got going on.
That's range. That's
Yeah,
range
that is
for
fucking
directing.
Range.
Yeah.
He was also in an episode of Entourage where he was doing a movie Vince was in. And Cassavetes was a fucking asshole. He wanted Vince to do his own stunts, and he's like, Sean Penn would do it. Sean's no fucking bitch. Like,
Oh, so he's a good actor, too.
yeah. He's a big dude, got like neck tats.
Yeah?
He looks like who you would expect wrote and directed this.
But not
the Notebook. Yeah. The Notebook was like, all right, let me figure some shit out.
Who's
this was him clearing his throat. This was his like, I feel good about Alpha Dog. This is my this is my fucking this is my area. Notebook was like, let's show the folks what I can do. It was Ryan Gosling.
Ryan Gosling, yeah. That's what I thought. Yeah, can you imagine? I would love to see what he looks like, just to like on set, like they're having like a passionate breakup talk or some shit, and he's just like trying to comfort them, like, hey, yeah. So this, but he's just towering over them with like neck tattoos.
And Ryan Gosling's like trying to act like
he's not intimidated.
Yeah, he's like he's his boy. He's like, oh, what's up, Nick? What's up? You're so cool. So Jake and Johnny go in the back room, and Jake's like, hey, the thing I told you I was going to take care of in San Diego, well, I went and sat on the guy, and he was scared, so he leaned on his neighbor, and I ended up getting 150 bombs. He's like, oh, great. And he's like, yeah, but here's the thing. The bombs were no good. The X was fucking bunk. And it's just so shitty, because I had a guy lined up for that, and I would have made so much money off this fucking thing. And Johnny says, well, I still got to get paid. Like, are you coming over here trying to N-word talk me? Which I had never heard prior to seeing this movie. I've never heard since seeing this movie. Emil Hirsch is the only person in my life where I've heard them say the phrase N-word talk. Have you ever heard it outside of this?
Yes.
Where?
No.
I was like, Jesus, where?
No, but yeah.
Yeah.
I've heard like older men say it.
In so like
I've heard the phrase
in the way
before.
they used it here, Like you owe me money, you're just not bringing the money, you're N-word talking me?
Yeah. Would I ever say that? No, absolutely not.
And so fuck you for like beating around the bush with that. Nobody here thinks you said it.
Okay, cool.
All right? Yeah, I've heard older men say it. I've heard the phrase used.
Yeah,
but, like,
I've heard it
don't
around.
awkwardly do it. Because when you do it awkwardly like that,
Then it makes me seem more
then
guilty.
it sounds to them listening like... is Braden going to say he uses this phrase? Is that what's about to happen? I think I'm off the camera a little bit.
That's a very good point. Yeah. Anyone listening out there, I've never used that.
Yeah, I'd be like, I've heard older men say it. Yeah,
but yeah, I've heard it before.
Yeah, all right.
Crazy to fucking say.
Yeah. It's nuts.
Yeah.
But Emil Hirsch uses it, and so Jake goes, "No, calm the fuck down. I got $800, and I thought we could split it." I probably said this the first time we did it. I'm going to say it again. Why the fuck would he not just say, I got $400 and I'll get you the rest?
Yeah.
Why say, I have this much larger amount, but I want to give you half of that, even though I owe you more?
Yeah.
Because Johnny's response is, you thought we could split it? And he knocks the money out of his hand and says, pay me my money. All of it. And he goes, you better watch who you're fucking talking to, man, all right? He
turns his back and starts,
he's picking
fixing
the money
up.
The money's on the ground. He's picking it up. He's like, remember who you're talking to. I'm not fucking Elvis, all right? You fucking midget. Remember who you're talking to.
I love it.
Johnny takes off his belt, wraps it around his neck, and throws him through a glass coffee table.
Yep.
Give me my fucking money!
And he's sitting there, he's choking him. And he's like, where's my fucking money? You better give me my fucking money! And then all of a sudden... Jake fucking goes, yeah, and fucking jumps, does a, what do you call that? It's the rock.
Kip up.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels made it fair, all right?
Oh, Shawn Michaels, yeah.
Shawn Michaels. Yeah. The Rock also did it, but it's the Shawn Michaels move, all right?
And just kicks him, fucking jumps up, hops up, grabs him, throws him through the fucking sign glass door, and then puts his fucking head in the pool and starts drowning him. And that's when Johnny Truelove's dog...
real quick, I watched it with subtitles for the first time. He says, you ready to fucking die, Johnny? While he's doing it.
Is this before he has his head in the pool?
While he's putting in the pool, he's like, you ready to fucking die?
Oh, my God.
Yeah, that's so great.
And then the dog that's in Killer Joe, which I wonder how they did this because it really looked like it bit his leg. And I'm sure they probably put something, because he's wearing pants, and I'm sure they probably put something there. But the fact that the dog knew to bite exactly there... and
that dog has gotten many beatings in its life to learn that this is where you bite when we tell you to go bite. That is
probably true.
That is how they broke that dog.
That's fucking shitty, but
made
true.
it on the big screen.
Hey, if Emil Hirsch is okay with it,
he's profited off that. He's got 2 movies because of that dog.
Yeah, right.
Dude,
can you imagine if they were going to go with one of the other actors we said the other day? But he's like, hey, I got this
sick dog.
I got this sick dog, and
thing we just make that part of it. Yeah, we're like, oh yeah. They'll save us some dog money.
Which, fun fact, who do you think was possibly going to play this role instead of Emil Hirsch?
Who's going to play Johnny Truelove?
Yeah.
I mean, nobody else could have.
But who do you think was?
I mean, just tell me.
Leonardo DiCaprio. Which,
Dude,
I'm like, damn, okay, that's the one other person.
This would have gone from, the most important movie for the 5-6 Kings podcast to legitimately an incredible movie.
Yeah. And it's not.
It would have been so much. So Emil Hirsch does a great job.
No, yeah, and I don't really want to say or think that Leonardo DiCaprio would do that much better of a job than Emil did. I don't really think you could do a better job per se,
but at
it
the
would
same
bring
time,
so much more attraction to the movie.
But also at the same time, I think almost every acting performance Leonardo DiCaprio would do better than whoever did it. With the exception of Denzel in Training Day. I mean, I actually know it. I would pay a lot of money to see Leonardo DiCaprio play.
But that's what I'm saying. He does great for everything, and it's always going to be different with every actor, and most of these actors who are big time, they're all going to do it great, but they're just going to do it differently. But that's the thing. That name is so big, it's going to bring so much more money to it that would become almost like somehow a fucking household movie, even though it should never be in the context of what it is.
It should be in every household.
Yeah, it should be.
If you're in your household right now and you don't,
I knew the moment,
and you don't own a physical copy of the movie Alpha Dog, go get yourself a physical copy. All right,
I do.
Brayden does. I do.
Mm-hmm.
Do you?
should.
Do you? So they everyone runs out and they break it up, and Johnny goes inside and comes out with his gun, and he points it at Jake, and Jake says,
Oh, it's like that? Right? No? God damn it.
you point that thing at me, you better pull the fucking trigger.
Oh, yeah.
Come on, you pussy, do it. And then he just points it in the pool and pulls the trigger. They're in like a nice suburban neighborhood.
Dude, there's so many cops that are coming.
Like the cops are getting called. Cops are getting called probably before the gun goes off. Definitely getting called afterwards. And he shoots it in the pool, and people are freaking out. And Jake goes, Johnny, you got everybody else fooling around here, but I ain't buying it. All right? It's on. Ain't no turning back now.
It's fucking on, man. It's on. And he starts getting like pulled out.
And he's like, get this piece of shit out of my house. And
and as they're pulling him, he's like, oh, it's fucking on now. Fucking on. It's great. I love his acting, man.
And Justin Timberlake goes, whoa. Oh, fuck me. And then it cuts to a hot, tatted blonde girl getting fucked from behind and moaning.
That's a hot scene.
And then there's
Ben Foster was fucking the shit out of her.
Jake Mazursky just putting it down.
Yeah.
Jake Mazursky's Jewish, and he has a swastika, like a very faded swastika tattoo on his chest, and he has SS tattoo on his neck.
Yeah.
He's a Jewish neo-Nazi, which is very, very fun to see.
Yeah.
You love to see it. And he also knock on the door, and he like covers her mouth, and he's like, "Shut the fuck up," because he's like, I just did a whole thing, and a guy pulled a gun. They might be coming to kill me. So he grabs his gun and goes to the door, and he's like, "Who is it?" Which is crazy.
Yeah,
you just look and see who it is.
Yeah,
and we hear it's Zach. He goes, "Who? It's fucking midnight." And he goes, "Zach." And then he opens the door, and it's his little brother, Zach.
And he's so happy.
Yeah, he's so happy to see him. He's like, "Come in here."
I was going to say a little fun fact about another tattoo.
Let's hear it.
The one that's encircling his neck, on Jake's neck, is the original Hebrew verse from Possum's, 109, fucking 14. Let not the sin of his mother be blotted out. So some type of like kind of subliminal tattoo about him and the relationship with his mother.
There we go.
Yeah.
There we go. Ain't that some shit?
Yeah, a little fun one.
His girlfriend then comes out naked but holding the pillow in front of her tits and pussy. And she's like, hi! And she hugs Zach. And then he says, why don't you go put some clothes on, baby? My brother's here. And she goes, Heil! Yeah, I'm glad I have that on video. Like, I didn't even think. I was just like, let me just do what she did. And now, like, there's a video of me heiling Hitler. She goes, Heil! Yes, sir! And then marches off like a fucking Nazi soldier.
Someone's going to use that clip on you, David.
I'm okay with that. What is the worst? I'm dressed as Johnny Truelove doing it. What's the worst that could come of that?
You're getting your big comedian award 20 years down the road, and CNN's like trying to cancel you, and they fucking throw on this one small clip of you being like,
I'd be all for that. If the big payoff is that I'm getting some big comedian award, and I'm big enough to where CNN wants to try to
cancel you,
me, and they're using this. Are you kidding me? Yeah, fucking run with it. I've said so much worse shit on this podcast. You go with that? Great. Run with it. Run with it.
So true.
They're now, the three of them are sitting at the table in the kitchen. There's a big, like, there's swastikas and, like, Nazi soldier. It's like a big drop down he has over.
Yeah, it's
like
it's extreme.
It covers a full wall in his kitchen. And Zach's just complaining about his mom. He's like, he's always telling me what to do. And, like, we have homework parties. It's like homework parties with little hats. And Wanda, the chick, she's like, no. Like for a birthday? Like one of those hats? He's like, yeah. She's like, that's crazy.
She loves you.
Yeah. And Ben Foster, he's like, I mean, my mom, she never cared. And she, like, laughs and hits him. He's like, oh, boo-hoo for me. And, like, he was getting emotional, and she made him feel like a little bitch for doing it. And he laughs. He's like, yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But
he's like, yeah, you got to appreciate that shit.
Yeah. Whatever. Who gives a fuck?
Yeah.
He's smoking weed out of his little bowl. And then Wanda
So,
takes
Jake's
a hit
got a little one-hitter, one hitter.
with stress weed.
Shit, with the stress weed.
The phone rings, and Wanda answers it, and she's like, hello? And she's like, put my son on the phone right now. We can hear it through the phone. And she's like, 1 minute. And she goes, it's for you. And Zach's like, I'm not fucking taking it. So Jake takes it, and he goes, hello? And he starts laughing. And she's like, come on, what was my son doing there? Blah, blah, blah. He's supposed to be here 2 hours ago. He's like, yeah, he's fine. We're just here talking. I'll drive him home later. She's like, well, you'll drive him home later? Do you have any idea what time it is? He goes, yes, I do have time with it. Thank you for asking. And then he looks, he goes, what time is it? I have no idea. And he's like, all right, we'll bring him home. And then the phone call ends, and Wanda goes, you gotta go home. Oh, she called him after she took a hit of the weed. She looked at him and went, wacky Zacky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
She repeated that a couple times.
Yeah, he's like, that's me. I'm wacky Zacky. They're driving in the car, and Jake's driving like a fucking lunatic, and he gets to the house, and Wanda gets out like naked or fucking something on. She's
And
like,
the parents
hello!
are just standing outside waiting.
Yeah, and he goes, he's like, hey, am I the fucking man, Jake? He's like, oh, you're fucking man. You kidding me? You're the man. He's like, yeah, fuck yeah, I love you. You're the man. And he goes inside, and the dad's like, you're a fucking son of a bitch. He goes, you wanted him, you got him. And then he gets in the car and like drives off like crazy.
Yeah, drives to the yard a little bit.
This hat is so fucking itchy. I don't ever wear hats, so I'm just not used to this.
Oh man.
We're now at a restaurant, and it's like a country themed restaurant, and they're drinking.
Yeah.
And Cosmo, the grandpa, he looks at one of the waitresses. He goes, "Oh, look at the caboose on her! I cracked that open like a bitch." And Bruce Willis is like, "What? You're old. You're dead. You couldn't do anything with it. Your fucking balls all wrinkled up." And he's like, "What?" He's like, "What, you deaf fuck? I said you're old." He's like, "I knocked the bottom out of her." He's like, "You don't even know what the bottom is. You couldn't do anything with her." And then the waitress comes up, and the grandpa stands up and puts her arm. It's Wanda from before. He puts his arm around her, and he's singing. And Johnny says, "Can we get some more drinks?" She says, "You haven't finished the last round." He says, "I didn't ask that. Just get us some more fucking drinks." And Elvis, like, dumps his out.
Bro, he dumps it out, and then they immediately cut to, like, a wide shot of them all at the table directly behind him.
Oh, he would have hit that table.
Yeah.
For
And
sure he would.
There was people sitting there, like a woman sitting
they
there.
Like, what the fuck, man? What are you doing?
Yeah. And he's like,
Like, who does that? They'd be like, who does that, man?
Yeah.
Throwing your drink? It's crazy.
Like, right behind him.
Bruce Willis goes, he's like, "Boy, you're fucking yelling at the waitress for? That's crazy. Can we just get the check?" And she's like, "Here you go." She hands it to Bruce Willis. And Johnny's like, no, let me get it. And he just fucking writes in it. And then walks up and hands it to her and says, "Tell Jake we stopped by." And winks at her. And she goes, "Oh, I will." And then she opens it, and it says, "Tell your kike boyfriend to pay." Bitch.
Yeah. Bitch all underlined.
Yeah. We then have two... It's weird the way they did this. Because we were made to feel like they were real interviews, like, down the road.
Oh, yeah.
Like, Wanda's walking in the street and talking to reporters, and then Bobby 911 is sitting in, like, a fucking restaurant talking to reporters. We're made to feel like they were real interviews, but it was the actors who played both of them.
Yeah, they were making it seem as if this is, like, a documentary now that they're shooting after everything is played out.
Yeah, that's one thing in this movie. I was like, hey, why'd they choose to do that?
Maybe they felt it was easier, instead of shooting other scenes, to explain certain things, to kind of give this style of almost like narration of things that the audience should know, if that makes sense. And they thought that was like the most clever, efficient way.
They couldn't add those scenes from what they describe here. It's just a different movie if they do.
Yeah.
And if there was just a thing on this, like, fucking words and we had to read it, I'd be like, that's shitty.
Yeah.
Why'd they do that?
It probably just felt like it was the easiest way to explain.
Yeah, but Wanda's like, when I told Jake, I thought he was going to fucking kill Johnny. He was pissed. I had to calm him down, and I said, no. If you're going to hit him, you hit him where it fucking hurts, all right? If that young lady really said that in an interview, what is her deal?
Yeah.
Why are you admitting... So much happened as a result of the beef between these two, to where you're like, I told him to hit him where he fucking hurts, all right? Over the fucking paycheck, over the fucking bill at my restaurant. Crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. We then cut to 911. He's like, Johnny had a mutual acquaintance steal his car to collect on the insurance money. But then Jake blew it up with the insurance money, and they got wind of it, and they didn't pay out. Ended up costing Johnny $30,000. So just a way they're like, boom, here's everything.
Yeah.
So we then cut to, he says, of course Johnny had to retaliate. It's fucking business. Fucking business.
And it's insane, though, that, like, it would immediately resort to retaliation when you could have that guy working forever for you now. Or at least for $30,000 worth, which is not forever. It's like a half a year's worth of fucking work or some shit.
Jake was not going to work for him.
Yeah. No, I know. But
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like,
Jake,
it's just...
Jake, like, went out of his way to make sure... It's not like he owed Johnny the money. He went out of his way to fuck up his insurance scam thing.
No, yeah.
Yeah, so it's not like he'd be like, all right, well, now you got to work for me, Jake. And he'd be like, yeah, that's fair.
That's a good point.
Yeah, he'd be like, I'm going to fucking kill you.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, it makes sense.
Get on your cock-sucking knees and pray.
You better fucking pray.
We then cut to Jake is at work, and he goes into his boss's office, and the boss is like, hey, I talked to your probation officer. And he's like, Mr. Lampington? He's out of town. He's like, yeah, well, he called me. He said you've been getting into trouble again, doing drugs, breaking into houses. And he goes, it's not true. And he goes, yes, it is. And he goes, no, it's not. Like, maybe I did a bit. Mr. Lampington is so full of shit. He's out of town. How would he know?
Listen. I'm straight. I'm right here with you, man. Okay. How the fuck would he even know that he's out of fucking town?
That's right. He goes, dude, like, I'm right here.
I'm straight with you. I know what you're thinking, and I'm telling you. How the fuck would he even know? I mean, he's out of town.
Yeah. The boss then goes, you disappoint me. And he pulls out a cup and goes, I'm going to need you to take a drug test. And he goes,
dude, he starts.
Hank, I need this job. I need this job. I really need this job. And he's like, it's fuck like the boss is upset. And he goes, I need this fucking job. And he stands up and he smacks the cup. And then the boss flips a switch. He goes from like, man, this is disappointing to, oh, fuck you, man. You just did this shit?
Well, even then, he's still like,
no.
He's trying to throw him out.
Yeah. The second he hits the cup, he goes, fuck you. No, fuck you. And like starts grabbing him.
No, but so was he. He was like Jake was screaming.
I'm not saying the boss is wrong.
No.
You're going weird. You're like, I got to defend the boss here.
Well, I'm saying the boss
did what he should have done.
Yeah.
But
he
like,
should've.
as soon as he hit the cup, a fucking switch flipped in his head, and he was like, it's fucking go time now. I'm physically removing him from my office.
Oh, yeah.
And he's like, no, fuck you. And like grabs him and he's dragging him to the door.
Yeah.
Jake's screaming. He's like, I will take you down the hell with me. He's like, fuck you. Hits the door. And then he opens it and he goes, I will take you down the hell with me.
And he starts to like, drop and pass out basically. And we cut from that scene.
We're now at Johnny's house. Jake and two of his skinhead buddies are in like it's like an El Camino or Monte Carlo like fucking convertible.
Yeah.
It's a cool car. And they pull up, they're blasting, it's like death metal.
Yeah.
Type music. The neighborhood is safe again is the only line from that song I remember.
Is that seriously what?
The neighborhood is safe again.
That is the most...
Because it's fucking skinheads.
Yeah, but that... Yeah. But what's funny is what they're about to go. That's so ironic.
He goes up and he takes an axe to Johnny's front door, and Johnny wakes up and he's like, "What the fuck is going on?" And goes out and sees what's happening. And then one of the skinhead guys throws a plant through.
There's like a giant
big
window.
Front window, ginormous front window.
Was giant not good enough?
You say ginormous a lot, so I wanted to correct you from downplaying how big the window was. It's ginormous.
Oh, I thought you were just picking on the word there.
No, ginormous. Ginormous window.
It's a good word.
And they all have shotguns, too.
Yeah.
So Johnny has his gun, but he's like...
What am I going to do?
He's like, I can't get in a shootout with these guys.
Yeah.
That'd be fucking wild.
Yeah.
So he's hiding behind his bedroom door, and he's like...
I thought it was the bathroom door.
Could have been.
Yeah, I thought he went on the bathroom.
Behind a door.
Yeah.
I thought it was bedroom. Could have been bathroom. And he's just hiding
right.
behind it like this. And the guy comes in and like doesn't look behind the door, just kind of looks in the room and is like, okay. Then he goes out, and they're like, look at this fucking TV. Two of the guys are stealing the TV, and Jake is taking a shit in the living room. And Johnny's, like, watching this. He's like, this is fucking wild.
Yeah.
The guys then get in the car, and Jake looks in the house, and Johnny's there, and they lock eyes, so, like, they see each other. And Jake chooses not to act on that.
Yeah.
He just looks and, like, he sees Johnny, and then just, like, stares him down and gets in the car, and they ride off. And we hear, the neighborhood is safe again.
Yeah, it is.
The next morning, Justin Timberlake walks into Johnny's house and goes, Fiesta, motherfuckers! We ready?
Yeah, he's
And
wearing, like, what would you call that hat?
Fedora type hat.
Yeah.
He goes, yo, what the fuck? And Johnny he's packed. He's got all his shit in boxes.
Yeah.
He goes, we're moving, bro. He goes, moving?
Too many fucking people know where I live.
Yeah. Also, he's wearing what I'm currently wearing now.
Yeah.
This is the Johnny True Love outfit.
It is.
This is when he's wearing it.
God damn, do you look good, David.
And so Johnny's like, yeah, too many assholes know where I live. Look at the window. And it's smashed open. He's like, fucking Mazursky did that, stole my TV. And then Tico goes, tell him about the shit. And he's like, tell me about the shit. And then he goes, he's like, crackhead Mazursky took a sideways shit on the living room carpet. A big steaming one, long ways, brother. And he's like, that's crazy. And Mazursky left a crazy message where he's like, it's just the beginning, Johnny. And then, like, he screams to where you have no idea what he's saying. Yeah. He's just screeching and screaming.
It's literally, it sounds like almost like something from an Exorcist movie.
Yeah, it's like, he gives Elvis some money. He's like, hey, we're going to the Springs for a few days. Get everything boxed up and moved. I want a receipt. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, and maybe, if I get done in time, I'll come meet you guys. Just someone goes, yeah, maybe you can blow me. He goes, fuck you, man. I want to come. They're then walking out, and Tico's like, what are we going to do now? He goes, let's go fucking break this guy's head. And they walk out, and Enemy and I by Lazarus starts playing.
And they're all...
I'm going to take a ride by Enemy and I.
And now they're walking up really cool to the fucking random apartment or
And this
hotel.
is when, the first time we recorded this, during this scene, Braden was watching, and he's like, dude, I fuck all three of those guys up. Like, I don't know, like... Is it supposed to be scary? Like Jake, like he should not be worried, and he meant the actors, not the characters. He meant the actors. Like, look, like they aren't that big. Like the people in real life might have been big and might have been scary, but make it more realistic. Fernando Vargas plays Tico. Fernando Vargas is a 2-time WBO middleweight champion of the world. Fernando Vargas alone would beat the fuck out of Braden.
Yeah,
it would be.
I don't know.
Also,
what's up, bro?
Also, just physically, those three people. Like, Fernando Vargas is like 190 pounds. They're both like 160, 170. Like if they just like corner you and come at you, I don't think you could take all three of them without Fernando Vargas's championship boxing pedigree.
So I definitely think I could, which I have an arrogance to me, but, at the same time, I work hard for it. But and he laughs, bro. But hey, David, on real talk though, you don't know a single soul that literally trains and works out and does more than I do. Like, and that's on God. You don't, like,
dude. So quit talking hood and saying on God. That's crazy. It is 3 grown men. Bro. I believe one-on-one people that size, you are a better fighter than most of them. You're very athletic.
I think my main point of reason why I brought that up in the first place was because we find out that what's his name, the younger guy, Zach is a black belt, and that was my initial point was, like he should defend himself. He's a black belt and should be able to take these guys. And then it ended up just like evolving into me being like, yeah, I think I could take those 3 guys, the actors, for sure.
I think we get 3 people the size of Fernando Vargas, Emil Hirsch, and Justin Timberlake, and you fight all 3 of them at once.
Down.
I think we set that up, and make it happen.
Unless you go get like 3 MMA fighters, bro.
No, just normal.
Yeah, I'm fucking them up.
Yeah, I don't think so.
There's no doubt in my mind, David. And I'll say that arrogantly.
I really want to make it happen.
You'd be surprised, bro. I got power, bro.
It's 3 people.
Doesn't matter, bro.
Two of them dive for your legs, and like they start getting you low. One goes for the legs, one goes for the body, one goes for the head. Like that's 3 people, let's say they're all 160, that's 480 pounds of people coming at you from different angles.
Yeah, but it's all about like how you can use your shit, bro. I've seen people who are much bigger than me fight people that are even smaller than them and just get worked just because it's
Sure.
just because it's all
But
about
it's 3 people, dude.
Yeah, but yeah, maybe. I mean, anything could happen. But
Do you remember Joe Rogan talked about this? Joe Rogan said, if I was in the room with 49-year-olds, like 49-year-old children, he's like, I'd fuck all of them up.
yeah,
For sure.
he's like,
he said, but if I was in the room with 3 Burt Kreischers, just 3 people his size, I don't leave alive. For sure.
Joe was
like
Joe Rogan.
3 guys who are 230 pounds. Like, no, they would beat me.
Did he say that?
Yes.
He said that about Bert.
He said 3 Burt Kreischers.
There's
3 people that size. He's like, they fucked me up.
So
He was like, no doubt about it. He's like, 9-year-olds, give me as many as you want, and I would just keep mowing them down. He's like 3 like grown men like were in a room. He was like, I don't think I would survive.
If he's talking about Bert, there's
someone
no way.
that
But
size.
Yeah, he's talking about people that size, which is different. Yeah, there could be 3 amazing fucking athletes that are 190 pounds, 220, however heavy Bert Kreischer is. But if it's Bert Kreischer, Joe Rogan's beating the shit out of 3 Bert Kreischers.
I mean, he said Burt Kreischer.
I'm speaking for Joe now, bro. Have you ever seen Joe kick, bro? Like that would fold. If Joe kicked me right now, I might have internal bleeding and I might die. And that's not exaggeration.
All right, so if you're listening to this and you weigh either the same weight as Justin Timberlake, Emil Hirsch, or Fernando Vargas, hit us up.
Yeah, let us know.
Let us know, because we're gonna make this happen. Braden's gonna fight 3 of you at the same time. And we're going to go. So they're banging on Mazurski's door, and he's not home. Mm-hmm. And Tico doesn't want to accept that he's not home. Tico goes, no, I don't mean shit. And, like, keeps breaking it. Just like, the lights aren't even on. He's not home. He's like, how the hell are the lights going to be on? It's the middle of the fucking day. And just Johnny Truelove's like, well, let's go. I'm like, where you going? He's like, I'm not standing here banging on the door when no one's home, man.
Yeah.
So they go down. Justin Timberlake sees a rock in the parking lot. He picks it up and goes, watch this. And he smashes the window with the rock and goes, 97 mile an hour, motherfucker. And then Tico gets excited. He's like, okay. I think we call Americano que corones. He says something like that. I don't know. And then he throws it and breaks the window and says, Manny motherfucking Ramirez, motherfucker. It is fantastic.
He's great.
It is fantastic. Johnny's like, let's just fucking go, man. Get in the van. Let's go. They're driving a van, too.
Yeah.
Because why not?
I don't know if this is Tico's first acting, but he does great in this film. Like, he lets it loose.
I've never seen him in anything else.
Yeah.
Other than HBO's boxing. Other than that, I haven't seen Fernando Vargas.
I'm not going to say I could ever beat him. He's going to beat the fuck out of me. No, yeah.
You could. If you did, this would be a very different conversation.
Yeah.
If you're like, I mean, honestly, dude, like, I work out, like, I train hard, like, I think I could take him. I'd be like, all right, we're done, guys. We'll see you next week.
Listen, I'm arrogant, but I'm not stupid, all right?
That fucking middleweight champ. I don't know. He doesn't prepare for kicks. That's the thing. He's got to prepare for the kicks. I'd be like, stop it. Just stop it. They leave. And Zach's waking up because his parents are arguing, and he comes downstairs. They're arguing, and Mom's like, what, are you just going to let him end up like? And then she stops and goes, oh, no, like what, huh? Say it. Like Jake? And then Zach comes down and he's like, what's going on, guys? He's in his underwear, and they show him. They're holding his fucking bowl. And he just starts walking away. He goes, come here. And he keeps walking. He goes, come here. And he stops and then walks over to him. He's like, you want to tell me what this is? He goes, it's a pipe. He goes, I know what it is. It's a bong. You want to tell me about it? He goes, no. He goes, you smoking pot? He goes, no. He's like, oh, we're going to talk about it. He's like, God, I just fucking woke up. Let me put some fucking clothes on. God damn it. And he goes up to get dressed, and he's like, I'm not going back down there. That's fucking great. I want to go have this conversation.
Yeah.
There's a bedroom window. He sneaks out in and then runs down the street. We're now back in the van.
Yeah.
They're riding, and Johnny looks out the van and sees Zach, and he says, are you kidding me? And they go, what? He goes, that's Tattooey's brother. Pull over. And they pull over, and the three of them chase him down. And he's like, what the fuck? And he starts running. They knock him down. They start kicking him and hitting him. A lady drives by in her car and witnesses it.
Yeah.
A lady is walking her dog and witnesses it.
Yeah.
The lady walking her dog wasn't like, oh, let's get the license plate or anything.
Let's
which
call
is
the
crazy.
cops. Nothing.
Drive in the car. I can understand. You don't see that it's a kid. You don't see that they take him. You just see people fighting, and you're like, I'm going to keep moving. I don't want to be a part of that. I can understand her.
Yeah.
The lady walking the dog, get the license plate.
Yeah.
They just took a kid and threw him in the back of the van. And
I was going to say, she definitely saw.
and she's like, well, I don't want to
Or
be
at
a
least
part
the
of
way
this. Well, she was a witness. I
That's what I'm
assume. So whenever going forward, anyone in like public they come across, it says witness number, whatever, and it says their name, which I assume is a fake name. But I imagine in the court case, these people took the stand as witnesses.
Yeah.
Which means, like, at some point you got involved in this.
Which
get
is
the get the license plate.
Yeah.
And be like, yeah, I just saw this van. Here's the license plate.
Imagine like
They jumped out and beat the shit out of some kid and threw him in the back of it.
Imagine like 6 months, however long later, that she finds out that what ends up happening to that kid, and then has to go and like testify, and basically realize
I could have done something.
I could have done something. Yeah.
I could have saved this kid's life because Braden told everyone he dies.
He dies.
But she didn't. And then they drive.
Yeah.
And they pull over on the side of the road. And
So the only thing I gotta say about that though is imagine being a fucking black belt and having like because that was what apparently happened in real life.
But it was middleweight champ Fernando Vargas. He was like my skills won't do anything there. It's him and two buddies. I can't stop him.
But like
let's just make the beating not as bad. Like they'll just throw me in the van, whatever.
But imagine not using any of your training. Like you had 20 years of, or how
he's 15.
16,
He's 15 years old.
15. Imagine having 12 years of training, and never using a bit of it.
I mean, he froze.
He froze.
He froze. He got scared. It happens.
Yeah.
Jose Aldo trained his whole life. Biggest match of his life. He gets knocked out in 12 seconds by Conor McGregor.
It was the opposite
He
of
fucking
freezing.
froze.
No, it was the opposite.
He froze.
He leaped it.
He froze.
He got caught on a counter.
So
hook.
they're leaning. Giant Trullo's leaning against the van, and he just goes to Frankie. He goes, take him to your place. Just like that.
Yeah.
And Frankie goes, I can't. My dad lives there. He goes, thought you said he was cool. He goes, bitch, he is cool. You didn't tell me you'd be bringing a fucking hostage. And he's like, it's not a hostage. Come on. Just take it easy. Let's, I don't know. Let's figure something out. And then Frankie's like, I got a place. We can bring him here. But you got to be fucking cool. He goes, I'm all cool, man. I'm always cool. And so they go and they pull up. They go to this apartment and they knock on it. It's Frankie, Johnny, Bobby 911, Tico, and Zach. And he knocks on the door, and this guy Chuck opens it, and he just looks at him and he goes, "Hey, Chuck, what's up?" He's like, "Hey, what's up, Frankie?" And he looks, he goes, "It's a lot of dudes, bro." He goes, "I know." And Chuck goes, "All right, well, come on in." He goes and sits down immediately. Johnny goes, "Hey, do you have a room we can use?" And he goes, "A room?" He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Yeah, my bedroom, straight back." He's like, "All right, great." So everyone but Frankie goes back, and Frankie just goes, and then sits down. He's like, "So what you been up to?" He's like, "Yeah, not much, man. Just kicking back, ripping waves, getting high, getting ready to go to Fiesta." He's
Yeah.
like, yeah. Smoking weed. Yeah. He takes it, hits it. There's a big bang in the bedroom. And Chuck looks. He goes, "What's going on back there, man?" He goes, you want me to check it out?" He goes, "I mean, yeah.
Yeah.
Four guys I've never fucking met are in my bedroom making a bunch of noise. I want you to go check it out." He's like, "Yeah, I'll check it out." And he goes back and they're tying Zach up. He goes, "What the hell's going on?" And he goes, "Shut your mouth." Johnny says, "Shut your mouth."
And just close the door.
And there's this guy that walks out. Chucky has two girls with him, too.
He's got two girls.
So it's witnesses 3, 4, 5.
Yeah.
And then this guy who is credited as Gay Lump walks out of the...
Is that really what he was credited as?
Gay Lump.
Didn't seem gay.
He seemed gay.
He seemed gay to you?
Yeah.
He didn't really talk like gay, though. Like flamboyantly gay didn't sound to me.
It's 2022, man. Gay people can sound like anything,
Listen, bro, I'm not trying to be stereotype,
I mean, it sounds like you're like
You're the one saying he's gay.
It sounds like you're a faggot, dude. Like, I fuck bitches, you're a faggot, leave me alone. Don't even talk to me. And, like, I'm sick of that weird energy you've been bringing us, all right? It's been a full year of this shit, and I'm over it, man, all right? You need to open your eyes and wake up to the fact that it's 2022. Gay people can do whatever they want.
Sorry,
they can
David.
get married, all right? I know you don't like that. I know you're pissed about it. You don't even think they should vote. But they can get married. They can vote. They can adopt children. They can do everything that everybody does.
I want to like start like a news organization with you.
Why? You started a podcast with me.
Well, this way we can have on people who are like professional, successful, credited people in certain fields, and then you could just change their whole narrative. Everything that people thought about them, you could just change it just like that.
That's not something.
Second.
That's not something I do. I speak the truth, Braden. All
What?
right? I speak the truth. You think he's a faggot and you don't like him.
That is not
So he's
true.
credited as gay lump, and he comes out. He has like a towel on his head and a towel around his waist, and he's like, "What the fuck's going on?" He goes, "Hey, Chucky, they got a kid tied up in your bedroom." And he's like, "What?" And he like runs in. He's like, "Frankie, what the fuck's going on?" He's like, "I don't know, Johnny's just a little crazy right now." He goes, "A little crazy right now?" And then Johnny walks out and he looks at Frankie and goes, "Thought I told you to shut your mouth. And you, mind your fucking business." And Chucky goes, "Mind my business? This is my fucking house." And then maybe my favorite part in any movie that's ever existed happens. Johnny takes out his gun and goes, "Frankie, better put your boy in check." Cocks it and says, "Tell him what fucking time it is." And Chuck goes, "Oh, it's like that." And he says, "It's just like that, bitch."
And he's
Chuck's
like, "All right, well, listen, I'm going to fucking Fiesta. When I come back, none of you motherfuckers better be here. Got it?"
Yeah, he really showed them who the tough guy was. He's like, "You better be gone when I come back."
And I was like, that is the pussiest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'm going to leave my house because I'm scared. Please don't be here when I get back from Fiesta. I don't want to have to deal with this. That's what he really said.
It didn't even say lock the door on your way out. Like,
Didn't even show where the trash can was and say, just leave the key under the mat. None of that.
ridiculous.
Fucking loser. So Chucky leaves and Frankie goes like, "Chuck, hey," because Chucky's the coolest guy he knows. And he just looks at him and goes, "Nah," and walks out. Frank's like, "Man, God, Chucky doesn't think I'm cool anymore." We then see Johnny in the bathroom getting ready, and he does this.
Do it, David. Do it.
Does it? Does that. Kind of slicks his hair back and then puts the hat on backwards.
It's just rechecking that ego, making sure everything's in place.
I mean, he looks like $1,000,
He put that boy in check, and then he just put himself in check.
There we go.
Yeah.
Sometimes you gotta do it.
Yeah.
He comes out. Zach is like, his wrists are taped together and his ankles are taped together, but he's playing video games with 911 and
Yeah.
Tico. Frankie's just sitting in the corner. He's over it.
Didn't they give him like a J or something
He's-
too?
Yeah, he's smoking weed with them. He's like partying, playing video games.
Yeah.
And he's talking about, he's like, "All right, we're going to go to the strip." And he's like, "What about the kid?" And he's like, "I don't know, just fucking leave him in the closet. Come back later." And Tico goes, "Hey, Johnny, I got a date back in the valley. I got to get home." And he's like, "You just remembering this now?" He's like, "Yeah, my girl gets mad if I don't fuck her." And 911 goes, "Yeah, me too." He's like, "You pussies want to go? Fine. Go. Leave me in the van. Or drop me off on the way. I don't give take the van. Drop me off on the way. I don't care." And Zach goes, "Hey, you don't have to like tie me up. I mean, you can put me in the closet. I'm not going to run or anything." And Johnny says, "Hey, do me a favor. Shut up before I shut you the fuck up. Why is this bitch even talking anyways? I thought we taped his mouth shut." And 911 says, "How do you not have this?"
Bro.
"He couldn't breathe." So it's just like that. He goes, "He couldn't breathe." And they all laugh at him saying that.
That's funny. I actually forgot that part.
So great. They all laugh because they're fucking stoned. He's like, "He couldn't breathe." It's like, and like Tico is hysterically laughing. He's like, "It's fucking great."
Did they tape his nose too? No.
I don't know. He couldn't breathe.
He could have.
It's not probably.
Yeah, probably.
Maybe he's got a sinus infection.
That's
You never know.
Yeah.
And so Frankie's just like, I'm taking this off probably for the rest of the movie. Frankie's just like,
You look good, though.
what about me? And he goes, nah, kid stays with you. And he says, what? And he says, I said all queers are deaf, motherfucker. And he's like, don't fuck with me. He's like, you take him home, tell him Ehrlich, or tell Jurgen he's your new little butt buddy, and he's staying the night. He's like, yeah, tell your dad you have a 15-year-old staying the night. That'll go over well. And he's like, you can untie him. He said he's not running. Just take him home with you. He's like, that's fucked up, man. That is fucked up. So they're going to Fiesta, I guess. We're back at Sharon Stone, the dad's house. Ben Foster gets there, and he gets a beer out of the fridge, and he's checking in with the dad. He's like, your brother's scaring the shit out of us, man. He's like, I know. He talked to all his friends. Maybe he's with some girl fucking off. He's like, yeah, we tried that. Hopefully it's just some girl. And he goes, we got to ask you some questions, though. He's like, you got beef with anyone? Do you know anyone who would want to hurt Zach? And he goes, no. He goes, you? He goes, me what? He goes, you got beef with anyone I should know about? That guy you owe money? And Sharon Stone goes, Jake owes somebody money? Well, just tell me how much it is and I'll pay it. And he's like, it's not really like that. She's like, really? Well, tell me what it's like. Tell me what it's like.
And she just starts slapping the fuck out of him and then crying in his arms. And he fucking grabs her and he very passionately just like hugs her. And he's like, I'm going to get her back. I'm going to get him back.
He's like, yeah.
I promise you, I'm going to get him back. Fun fact, Ben Foster told Sharon to hit him basically as hard as she could. And he's like, it's going to make it as realistic as possible, and like made her actually hit him. And during that take,
and just Ben Foster likes being hit by women.
yeah, that too.
He was like, I was, oh,
Yeah,
God,
yeah.
yes.
He was heart rate going
really
up.
put me down.
Yeah. But apparently she ended up hitting his nose pretty hard and making his nose bleed during that take.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
And he's like, yeah, now it's so realistic. That's why I love Ben Foster. He is just over the top, realistic, and like I could tell that's why he's into acting, is that like riveting realism aspect to it. He kills it every time.
Every fucking time,
Every
guys.
fucking
I've
time.
never seen him not kill it.
Dude.
Yeah.
But seriously, though.
Yeah.
No, like, his fucking acting is always on point.
Here we go.
Yeah.
Next is, I think, Braden's favorite scene in this movie.
Oh, dude. He goes to a party. Ben Foster shows up to a party, and he's looking for Johnny. And he's asking around. He's going up to random people, and he ends up walking up to this, I think, a couple. And it's a pretty big guy. He's African American. He's probably like what, 6'3", 6'4"? What do you think?
Yeah, he's a tall dude.
Yeah, he's
big.
tall dude.
He is a lot bigger than Ben Foster.
Yeah, and he's like, do you know where Johnny is? And he's like, nah, dog. He's like, what'd he say?
He's like, I don't know, dog. Is he here? He's like, I don't know, dog. That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then another guy walks up, and he's like, man, I haven't seen that whole crew in a little while. And starts walking away, and Ben Foster's like, what the fuck was that? Walks over to that guy. He's like, well, you turn your back to me? You walk away? And the guy, like, says some shit, and Ben Foster pushes him.
And then a girl
An Asian girl with sunglasses and a hat walks up and says, why you tripping, Holmes?
Yeah.
And he fucks the Asian girl up.
Dude, straight right, fucking decks her right in the face.
Then
An
over-the-top Asian guy, like, over-the-top angry, he's fucking screaming, like, the fuck are you doing? And he throws that guy across the room.
Another guy comes up and tries to throw a punch at him. And so I guess he's a fucking black belt.
He's got to be. I imagine his little brother is.
I'll name some of the different things he does. Guy runs up and throws a fucking right. He grabs the arm, grabs the wrist, and then hyperextends the elbow, breaks the fucking arm. That guy fucking falls crying. Another dude runs up.
We didn't see him cry.
You could hear, like, I'm saying, like, really quick.
Just keep going.
Another guy runs up, and he fucking sidekicks him and just sends him fucking flying.
Guy breaks a bottle off over his head, and he doesn't acknowledge it.
Like, at all.
Like, it didn't faze him a little bit.
And then another person comes up and, like...
Hold on. The black girl walks up, like, what the fuck was that? And he just...
punches her right in the face.
Just fucking boom, and drops her. You're like, Jesus, man.
Yeah, like, that was pretty dark. Another person runs up behind him and grabs him from behind and is like picking him up and shit, and he ends up like kicking someone else, like a front kick to them, and then headbutts the guy behind him. And then there was one other dude, right? This is the last dude now, right? That comes up. Isn't it another Asian guy?
He drops him somehow.
He drops him somehow, but then goes over, and you don't see it, so I don't know exactly.
He curb stomps him. He fucking does.
He curb stomps him, but it's like, did he really just that dude's dead then? That dude's got to be dead. If you're curb stomping someone in the neck, face area, dude's dead.
Do you know what I loved about this scene, though? The big black guy who he walked up to first never gets involved in the fight.
Never.
He just stands off to the side. He's like, I'm not fucking doing that.
Yeah. Fuck that, bro.
Like, he knew who he was, and he's like, I don't want to fucking... I don't want to get involved in this.
And he is screaming as this shit is happening. Once again, Ben is just killing it. Jake...
What does he say after he curb stomps the guy?
He goes, "Ah! If anyone knows where Johnny Truelove is, tell him Jake Mazurski is looking for him." And
then he says, "Thank you," and walks out.
"Thank you," and walk. Dude, it is.
It's great.
He soaks up every word.
It's fucking great.
Yeah,
it's fucking great. This is a good place to pause.
Yeah,
guys, we'll be right back. We're gonna put a bow on this movie, so stick around. And we're back.
We're back.
And I took a little piss on that break, and I had a little moment of clarity where I was like, let's find 3 people the same size as Emile Hirsch and Justin Timberlake and Fernando Vargas to fight Braden. I kind of played it through my... So, let's say Braden beats the shit out of all 3 of them. 3 people get their ass kicked, and Braden's right. Let's say they beat up Braden. I then watch my best friend get assaulted by 3 men. Like, I'm not going to be stoked about that. I'm not going to be like, yeah, kick his ass, boys. Get him, put him down. Yeah, there we go. How's it feel, Braden? How's it feel? Yeah, like if it got to the point where like Braden's on the ground, like I'd be like, oh, I need to get in there. I need to go. I need to go help my friend. So we're not going to do that. Braden and I will just agree to disagree, and we'll move past it. Because I have no interest in doing that. I have no interest in doing that.
Yeah.
So back to the movie.
Okay.
We're at Fiesta, which looks like fucking nothing. It is just a bunch of people, guys and girls on the street, but not a bunch, like 20.
Makes no sense because it's at night. And
they're yelling at Justin Timberlake and Zach, calling them fucking faggots because they're 2 dudes that are together. And the rest, they're fucking. And, like, you see, like, a drunk girl, like, falling down on the ground and a guy helping her up. And you're like, he's going to take advantage of that poor woman. He was pumping drinks in her all night, and he's just going to go fuck her unconscious body.
But there was no Fiesta setting.
It didn't seem like Fiesta was a real thing.
Yeah.
It seemed like it was like a strip that gets kind of busy sometimes, and people go to the bar. It seemed like a street where there was like a bar that gets kind of busy, and they might have just been letting out.
Yeah.
That's all it seemed like.
Yeah.
Did not seem like some big thing called Fiesta that a bunch of people went to.
No.
But, great.
Yeah.
I know Justin Timberlake and Zach are fucking faggots, because why else would 2 dudes be hanging out, right? Why would 2 dudes be walking on the street of Fiesta? They go, that one got it.
That one got it.
So it's the, what's it called?
Like the repetitiveness of it?
No, it's not the volume. It's the bass.
Something,
it's the bass of my voice, not the volume. So it's dudes. Dudes. Why would 2 dudes? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it'll go again. Justin Timberlake's like, I need a beer. And he goes and gets a beer out of the liquor store, gets one for Zach. And he goes, cigarette? And he's like, I don't smoke. He goes, fuck that. It's good for you. Here. They smoke a cigarette. And then in order to get the real person, the guy who played Justin Timberlake, the guy Justin Timberlake played, got out of prison.
Really?
Yeah, somewhat recently. We talked about this in the last one.
Okay.
He got out somewhat recently.
He was on a life sentence, though.
Yeah, we give possibility of parole.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
but
so,
that's
so
pretty
like
soon though.
Jesse James Hollywood, life sentence without the possibility of parole.
Yeah.
Jesse James Hollywood will spend the rest of his life in prison.
But wouldn't you think if someone just gave the generalization of like, oh, it's a life sentence with the possibility of parole, that you would think it would be in there longer than, like, what, 15 years?
Yeah, so he went in. This happened in 99.
Oh, this happened in 99.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. 'Cause
So
this was made in 2005, right? 2006?
2006, 2007, around there.
Yeah.
And so, he got out like within the last 2 years. So he served like 20 years.
Okay.
20 years, and if Frankie is an accurate depiction of this guy, I am honestly of the belief that 20 years is fair.
No, yeah.
So I don't think it's accurate. I don't think this scene right here happened, which is where they get out of it, because there's two people who were a part of this scene. One of them's fucking dead, and the other one was going to prison, and is like, I'd like to not go to prison for as long.
Yeah.
He's like, hey man, what if I was to tell you, I'll buy you a bus ticket, give you $50, you ride the bus home, I tell true love you just ran away or something. Would you be up for that? And Zach's like, oh, no, I'm okay. I don't want to cause more trouble for my brother. I think I'll just stick it out. And he's like, all right, cool. And then
So you think you think that he's bullshit?
I don't think that happened.
Yeah.
Just because had there been other people involved in this scene, maybe. But the only two people in this scene were the person who was murdered and the person who wanted to get a lesser sentence.
Too coincidental.
Yeah, I think odds are he did not offer to buy him a bus ticket. I'm sure, but by all accounts, he was very nice to him, and like he treated him well and was like partying with him and like.
But it does
being
speak
cool to him.
It does speak to his character, though.
Yeah, so it
not even to Justin Timberlake's. I'm talking about to the kid.
That he's like, I don't want to cause more trouble for my brother?
Yeah, like they do that like almost like a couple times in a couple ways where I feel like whether that's 100% true or if that was slightly...
So we'll get to a scene where I do think it probably happened, and...
Okay.
Yeah, where...
Yeah.
But so they're walking down like a suburban street, drinking the beer, and Justin Timberlake finishes and throws it in someone's yard, and Zach's like, it throws his in someone's yard. They then get home... And witnesses 7 through 9 are there. It's Justin Timberlake. It's Frankie's dad, and he's got two chicks. And he's like, Frankie, what are you doing here? Oh, come here. He's like,
boy.
Get in here. Be a gentleman. Get in there. He was trying to fuck those two ladies with his son.
Yes, 100%.
He wanted.
There's no doubt.
He wanted to foursome with his kid and two chicks.
And it seems from the way he was acting that this has already happened before. Like this was not the first time his son walked.
So not they've had a foursome before. He's been pushing for it for a while.
At least.
Yeah, it's for sure. I mean, maybe they have.
And his son for sure has seen his dad in threesomes all the time.
All the time. He is used to it.
All the time.
Yeah. Dad's doing it in the living room.
Yeah.
They have a big house.
Yeah.
He chose to be in the living room.
And he knows his kid isn't home, lives there, and is going to be coming home.
With a 15-year-old boy. Dad. So they kind of go back and forth from this to Sharon Stone sitting in like the front window, just staring out, all sad, and Jake is loading his gun in this car and looking in the rearview mirror. Johnny's like got a hood on and like on like a street corner.
Yeah,
and it's playing "My Love Is Like the Wind" by David Bowie. I think I did all right with that one.
No, yeah,
we'll see how it comes out. But
yeah.
That felt good coming out.
Oh yeah,
they're playing that song and just they're cutting all around. And
one line that Justin Timberlake's father said that I thought was pretty funny. He's like, "What are you babysitting?"
Yeah, who's your fucking friend? What, are you babysitting?
Yeah,
you're an adult. Who is this kid?
You imagine being the kid that's with Justin. You go into his home. His father's about to have a threesome. He's trying to get the fucking son to fuck, and then he's disrespecting you, not even wanting to meet you, being like, "Who the fuck is this kid? What are you babysitting?"
No, but how shitty is that dad?
That's what I'm saying.
To where he thinks nothing of it, other than to make that joke that his son is there with a 15-year-old. He looks every bit of 15.
Oh yeah, he does.
He does not look like an adult. He'd be like, "What the fuck's wrong with you?"
Yeah.
But Frank, who the fuck's this kid? Why are you bringing a child to our house?
You know what we do here?
Yeah. What do you? But not even that. Just are you fucking that kid?
Yeah.
Like what's happening right now?
How old is Justin Timberlake's character that he's portraying in this film supposed to be?
He's supposed to. The person in real life was like 22.
Okay.
Yeah, like old enough. Like he's been out of high school.
I thought he was like maybe 18 or 19 or something.
No, he's been out of high school. Like maybe he was a senior when that other group of people were freshmen.
Yeah,
like
that's pretty
maybe
crazy.
that.
Yeah,
but not Zach's a freshman. Zach's a freshman now, and he's 22. They should not know each other.
Yeah,
his dad should be like, "What the fuck is going on with my kid?"
Yeah.
So it's the next morning. And Jurgen goes into Frankie's bedroom and opens the blinds, and he's like, "Let's go, wake up, wake up." He's wearing like a suit. He's going to work, even though it's a Saturday.
Yeah,
he didn't seem like, I don't know what he does for a living. It's a nice house. Normally, nice house like that, I wouldn't think he's going into work on Saturday.
Yeah,
like getting dressed up going in. He might work. He might have some shit from home. It was 99 though. Might not have a laptop and shit like that. I was gonna say maybe he just works from home on Saturday because he's running shit. He's got to still be available. So, maybe he would go in.
Yeah, it makes sense.
But he's like, "Let's go, wake up." And he's like, he's like, "You gotta, the house needs to be straightened up." He's like, "I gotta clean up after your party." He goes, "Hey, we talked about this. If you're gonna live here, you get a job, you pay rent, or you work around the house." He's like, "All right, fuck. Get out of my room, Dad." Fucking asshole. And like, this is the part where you're like, man, like they kidnapped this kid, and they're like drug dealers, and like this is what his life's like.
Yeah. Like, what the fuck, bro? Like,
that's why I wanted to be Johnny, and not Frankie.
And like, that's why I think they're even. Another reason why I think they're even more dumb. Not obviously not the sole reason, but the fact that like so much of like the numbers of money is small. We're talking like 800, 1,200. I mean, even 30,000 isn't that big of a number. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so Dad's house is bananas.
But that's what I'm getting to.
It is a sick house. Like
they're rich, but they're squabbling over like small amounts of money, or at least that's the way it's put in the script. And I'm like, why would these people who have like bills that are worth tens of thousands of dollars a month be like squabbling over like what $500 to $1,000 here and there? I don't know. It's
power.
That's
it's all about power. It's about respect. Christ killers got no respect.
That's a good point, David.
And they just come into your house and try to N-word talk you. And you can't stand for it.
You know what?
Right, I fuck bitches, you're a faggot.
At first I was like, you know what? I'm questioning the movie, and now it's starting to make more sense.
Yeah. So Zach is like, "Hey, man, I'll help you with the chores. Don't even, like, I'm here for you. We can do the chores together." And he's like, "Thanks, buddy." They're now out, and he's like, Jurgen grows everything we eat here. There's tomatoes, there's fucking spices and shit. Motherfucker's a full-blown alcoholic, smokes like a chimney, but god damn it if we don't eat healthy.
God damn it.
And he's like, "Oh, yeah, it's pride and joy." Of course, that greedy bastard will smoke them. It's a bunch of weed plants.
Yeah.
Of course, that greedy bastard will smoke it all. But it's Frankie's job to take care of it, water it, get rid of the males, throw some eggshells on it, all that kind of shit.
Do you know what he means by eggshells? I have no idea what he means.
I assumed like actual eggshells. I assumed there was
That's what I was thinking.
I assumed there was some sort of like plant reason that the eggshells would be good.
Yeah.
That was the only thing I could think of. Google.
Yeah.
Google, should you put or put eggshells on your weed plants?
Yeah.
So they're like clipping the buds, and the phone rings, and Frank is like, "Oh, I got this." And he goes and answers it, and it's this blonde chick, and she's like, "Hey." He's like, "Hey, what's going on?" "Yeah, I'm just like doing some chores and shit." It's like, "You guys coming over?" She says, "You got that shit?" So just like that, and he says, "You know I do." And she's like, "Oh, we'll be right over there." And she tells her brother. Her brother is Emil Hirsch's friend in the fucking, what's that?
Oh man,
Do you know what I'm talking about?
No.
The Girl Next Door. The Girl Next Door.
Oh, The Girl Next Door.
Yeah, it's Emil Hirsch's friend in The Girl Next Door, and he is what we got the eggshell thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, eggshells are biodegradable. This makes them ideal for soil and seedlings. If you've got some small seedlings lying around, consider popping them into a few eggshells. Once your seedlings increase in size, they can easily be transported to a proper soil pile and garden.
There we go.
Nice.
There
Didn't
we
know
go.
that.
Throw some eggshells on it, baby.
Fuck.
And she's like, "Hey, Mom, it's her brother. His name's Keith." She's like, "Mom, we're going to Frankie's house." She's like, "Okay." She's like, "Darling, could you stay at Sabrina or Julie's house tonight?" It's like, "It's your father and I's anniversary." And Keith's like, "Oh, yeah? You gonna have some sex?
Oh, yeah.
Huh? Oh, I'm interested, huh? You gonna, like fuck? Like doing all that, and you're like, this kid sucks.
Doggy
man.
style, huh?
Yeah. And
She gets up and starts.
she's like, I'm going to smack the shit out of you. And then they leave.
And they were at the nicest fucking crib.
Oh, it is. It is like up in the Hollywood Hills, like fuck you wealth these people have.
Like you're overlooking all of L.A.
They'll
She's
probably
got
lose their house in a fire, but like worth it.
doesn't matter.
Worth it.
They
They'd be all right.
Everything is like artistic looking, and it's like an architect fucking design kind of home. Not
It was Art Deco.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm making that up.
I have no idea what you just said.
Art Deco.
Yeah, what is
It's a home style.
Oh, yeah. Well, there you go.
So they're over at Frankie's house now, and it's Susan, who I've never seen anything other than this. Keith. Sabrina is the brunette chick, who I've never seen anything other than this. And then Julie, who is Amanda Seyfried.
Nice. The
girl from Mean Girls.
Yep.
Not Gretchen Wieners, not Rachel McAdams, not Lindsay Lohan, the other girl in that. She's also in Ted 2. She's got a new show out that looks very good. I'm spacing on the name of it, but it looks good. I'll probably check it out.
Yeah.
So it's her, and he's like, Youngblood, come over here. I want you to meet everybody. And they meet everybody, and then they go inside. Zach's smoking weed with Amanda Seyfried, and Keith and Justin Timberlake are playing video games. And Amanda Seyfried's like, how old are you? And he's like, how old do I look? And then Susan comes over and says, like 12. And he goes, well, I'm 17, but I do look young. Great cover. Great cover.
Yeah.
And Justin Timberlake's stoned, and he's, like, talking shit about the video game. And he's like, what are you talking about? I just killed you. Keith is. And he's like, what? He's like, I thought I was the other guy. And he's like, no, dude, you're that guy. He's like, I was looking at that guy. I thought I was that guy. And then the phone rings, and he answers it, and it's Johnny. And he's like, who the fuck are those people there? Because you've now brought in... Oh, so a very important thing. They show... We were at 9... And they show witnesses 10, 11, and 12, which are the 3 girls. They do not put Keith down as a witness. Important. And he's like, get those people out of your fucking house, man. Like, what are you, throwing a party? We kidnapped a kid. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Yeah.
He's like, all right. Hey, Keith, let me talk to you. He's like, hey, so True Love's coming over. We got to talk. Will you just keep an eye on the kid for me? He's like, keep an eye on him.
What do you mean, keep an eye on him?
Yeah, just you're playing Keith's role.
Yeah, okay.
I'm playing it. Yeah, we can't both play both roles. He goes, yeah, just keep an eye on him. No phones, no leaving him alone.
The fuck, man?
All right, look, I'm gonna tell you something, but like, can you keep a secret? Can you be fucking cool about this?
Yeah, of course.
All right, so the kid's brother owes True Love money. And he's holding them as like a marker or something until he gets paid.
What the fuck, man?
No, bitch, it's not like that. The kid knows what's going on, and he's cool with it. I mean, look at him. And Zach's like flirting with the girls, and he's wearing like goofy-looking sunglasses and laughing. He's like, the kid ain't going nowhere. Just keep an eye on him for a couple hours.
He says,
He's like, I don't know about this, man. He's like, bitch. Who the fuck you talking to? If I tell you something's good, then that's what it is.
I don't know, man. Seems pretty dubious to me.
He's like, bitch, if I tell you something's good, that's what it is, all right? Who you talking to? And now this poor kid, he's like, yeah, no, you're right, Frankie. Like, you're so cool. Like, thanks for letting us hang out here. Like this poor kid, like, gets super peer pressured into doing it. And he's like, whatever, Zach's cool with it, whatever. Yeah. And he is not a witness to what is going on.
But he was very hesitant at first.
He was, and then, like, Justin Timberlake's the cool older dude who's like, look, it's fine. Look at him.
Yeah, look at him.
Just fucking go hang out with him for a couple hours, let him flirt with the girls. Amanda Seyfried's hot, and she's flirting with him a bunch. Like, he's loving it. Look at him.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right, yeah. You're right. You're so cool, Frankie. Like, I'll just get out of here. We're now back at Susan and Keith's house.
Yeah.
Susan is the only person in this movie who is correct.
It makes any sense, basically, besides, like, maybe the parents.
But she is by far my least favorite person in this movie.
Yeah.
She sucks. Keith tells her, and she's like, what, are you fucking kidding me? And they go in the room, and he's like, shut the fuck up, Susan! I will fucking kill you! And she, like, slams him against the wall. He's like, I will fucking knock your ass out! And they're like, what is going on? And she's like, this kid is fucking kidnapped! And they all look at him, and he's like, yeah, I'm kidnapped. It's okay, though. And she's like, what? And they're like, Susan, it's not any of your fucking business. Like, calm down. She's like, why am I the only one doing that? Like, it's fucking cool. She's like, no, this shirt is cool. Bob Marley is cool. You guys think kidnapping is fucking cool? And they're like, yes. It's romantic. He's doing it for
his brother.
He's doing it for his brother. He's like, yeah, you know, my brother's going to pay the money until then I'm just on vacation. She's like, are you guys all out of your fucking mind? And he's like, Susan, relax, all right?
It's okay.
This is just the stories that I could tell my grandkids one day, you know? Fun fact, Anton Yelchin never had grandkids. So then they're like, all right, great, let's hang out, let's smoke. Keith goes, no, let's just relax, and I'm going to smoke us the biggest J that any of you have ever seen. You good with that, Zach? And he goes, absolutely.
He said it just like a nerdy way like that.
You like that Anton Yelchin joke?
Dude, that is, wow. David does not hold back.
So we're back at Frankie's house, and Emile Hirsch and Olivia Wilde pull up, and it's playing the song Bullet in the Target by Citizen Cope. Now what you done is put yourself between a bullet and a target, and it won't be long before you're pulling yourself away.
Well, it's funny that all these lines that we're hearing...
Doom, boom, boom, a bullet and a target.
It's funny, though, that all these lines from these songs are coincidental to like what's happening.
Yeah, Cassavetes makes a good film.
Yeah.
He gets it.
He ties it together.
He gets the score, man.
Yeah.
That score, dude.
You saw it.
Top 10 scores.
Yeah. Fuck.
They go in, and Justin Timberlake's like, can I get you guys a drink? And Olivia Wilde goes, oh, can I get a pina colada? And Johnny goes, it's not a bar, baby. There's no fucking pina coladas. And she goes, not even in a can? And he's like, nah, but I got some wine. I'll make you a spritzer. And she's like, yeah, so excited for the spritzer.
Yeah.
So excited for the spritzer. And so apparently she gets her spritzer, and they talk business. And Johnny's sitting on the bed, and he's like, I don't know, man. He's wearing this again, I think. I think back-to-back days he wore this outfit, and I love it.
Yeah.
He's like leaning like this, and am I on the screen?
Yeah, you're good.
Leaning like this, he's like, I don't know, man. I think we might be in a lot of trouble. I mean, you can't just take a kid and have nobody notice.
That's what I said, man. I told you that.
Yeah, I know. But, I don't know. I mean, like, we might have to do something about this, you know? Like, we can be... I think if the kid goes back home, we might be fucked. What do you mean by fucked?
What do you mean by fucked?
Jail fucked, fucko. Kid goes home and tells mommy and daddy, and the cops come after us.
Fuck, man.
I don't think he'll do it.
No. I don't think he'll do it.
Yeah, but what if he does?
Ah, fuck, man, right? Isn't that...
Fuck that.
Fuck that.
I'm not going to prison.
Fuck that. I'm not going to prison.
Yeah, me neither, all right? We just got to come up with something. And then Justin Timberlake's like, man, I get this fucking anxiety. You know how I get. And then Johnny goes, Frankie. Let's like hypothetically, you know, this isn't real. You know, we're just talking here. What if I was to offer you $2,500 to kill the kid?
What?
Yeah, just fucking wax the kid, you know?
You're fucking joking, right?
Of course it's a fucking joke, man. You're so stupid. Of course it's a joke.
Jesus.
And then Frankie's like, look, can't we just grease him? You know, put an arm around him, tell him he's our boy, he can hang out whenever. And John's like, yeah. Maybe give him a couple bucks? He's like, yeah, exactly. And just tell him, you know, when he goes home, to tell his parents he ran off with some girl or something, you know? Like, we'll have to get the story straight, but we can make it work. He's like, yeah, see? That's why I came to you, man. You're smarter than me. It should not be good vibes with this. It is not good vibes with this.
Yeah, and it's pretty crazy that they haven't done that up to this point.
Haven't done what? Had this conversation?
Well, that and grease the kid.
Grease the kid, yeah. So Frankie kind of has.
A little
Frankie
bit,
has.
but it wasn't like the full intent. Like, that wasn't the plan. You know, you think the plan at this point would have been already to grease the kid and give him back.
Yeah. Yeah, but now they had to have the brain trust meeting, you know?
Yeah.
Have Emil Hirsch. Emil Hirsch wanted them to kill Zach for $2,500 is the offer.
$2,500.
That's the number.
You know,
$2,500 to kill a child.
Just say, whack him.
Just not whack him.
That was the second time I thought he said it.
Wax
Wax
with an
him.
X. Way cooler. I've never heard anyone say wax him. Johnny Truelove says, just fucking wax him, you know?
Do you think, like,
just take him out somewhere and fucking wax him, you know? And he's like, that's a fucking joke, right?
Can you imagine if that was like a misunderstanding? Like, he grew up watching a lot of Italian.
And he always thought it was wax?
Yeah.
I mean, good, because in this moment, had he said whack, I would not have thought it was as cool
Yeah.
as him saying wax. Wax, I'm like, that's a fucking cool way to say kill a child. You know? We're at a party. They threw a party
While
they had everyone is at the party seeing the kidnapped kid. I Googled it. I was like, no way they threw a party. They really did. They threw fucking 2 parties.
Did.
With the kid they kidnapped. Insane.
Dude, there's so many.
Fucking sane.
The fact that this is 95% real, according to the director.
And the parties, like Google searching, I was like, okay, no, they really did. Both of these parties. The parties at Frankie's house, then they do one at a motel later. And just introduce a ton of different people to Zach. It is insane.
It's so
It
silly.
is fucking insane. If you're gonna kidnap and murder a 15-year-old, don't throw parties. Don't throw parties and dig a bigger hole.
I wish there was one difference in the editing process. I wish they would have shown at least one of the parties before Ben Foster, Jake, went to one of the parties to go look for him. Because now it's showing that they're like fucking hosting parties, and it makes more sense that now Jake is going to parties to look at a party for them. I don't know. That's how I kind of...
I mean, there's no way Jake would have thought, oh, they'll throw a party and have my brother at the party. He was just like, he's going places that he knows True Love hangs out, and he's like, maybe I'll run into True Love or Elvis or 911
there was
or
a
Tico
line,
or someone will be there.
There was like
Just
some
hope.
line that they're boys with Johnny True Love or something like that.
Yeah, he was going places he thought he might. There's no way he was like, oh, he's probably bringing my brother to parties. He's probably like, he probably kidnapped them and is taking them out, meeting people.
That's where I'm kind of getting more so too. Is like I kind of forgot the second that he knew that there was people there at that party that were friends with Johnny True Love, and I was kind of thinking like he just somehow knew to go to a party, and I was thinking, oh, well, that'd make more significance as to why he would go to a party because there was all these people that saw his brother at the party with Johnny True Love.
Look, man, you think you can do better than Nick Cassavetes?
No.
Yeah.
Should just shut up.
Nah.
Well, no.
But like,
I should have said it like Johnny True Love.
Shut up before I shut you the fuck up.
Yeah. So just shut up before you shut me the fuck up, right, David?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Fucko.
Okay. All right.
I don't know. I think he went somewhere he thought Johnny would be hanging out.
Yeah. I was just explaining my thought process, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're throwing the party, and Johnny's making pina coladas, and he's pouring them for people and pushing people in the pool because he's the cool guy there.
He's the cool guy.
Zach and Amanda Seyfried, they run in the kitchen, and they're getting beers, and she sees that his wrist is fucked up because his wrists were tied up earlier. And she's like, oh, let me see that. And, like, gets a rag and is, like, tending to his wound. She's like, does that feel better? And he's like, yeah, it feels better. And then Johnny walks up, and he goes, ahem. He's wearing the backwards hat here, so I might as well have it on.
Oh, yeah.
And then they turn around and see him, and he says, can I talk to you for a second alone? And Amanda Seyfried leaves the room, and he does, like, one of these, like looks at her, then looks at him. He's like, oh, what's going on there, bud?
Yeah.
Like trying to be the cool dude. He's like, oh, she's a little cutie, huh? like that. And Zach's kind of just not into it. He's like, he's like, hey, so I just wanted to check in, man. Like, I know all this is bullshit. Like they treating you well? Like, you getting enough food? He's like, yeah, I'm good. He's like, all right. You need anything? You need some dough? And he's like, no, I'm good. He's like, all right. Well, like, I appreciate everything you're doing, man. Like, I know it's a real pain in the ass. He's like, yeah, it is. And he's like, yeah. All right, well, I got a jet, but I want you to know you're a real stand-up guy. You know that? He goes, thanks. He goes, your brother's a fucking idiot, you know? And he's like, yeah. And he's like, I mean, he's my boy, and I love him and all, but he's acting a motherfucking fool right now. And Zach goes, I know. Just like that. Like, he does not put Johnny at ease in this scene.
Yeah.
And Johnny looks at him and he goes, all right, man, well, tomorrow. This will all be over tomorrow. And then he walks out. Like, the fact that was him greasing him, that was him trying to calm him down. Bananas. And
then it's funny, too, that he goes from being like, you know, you're a real stand-up guy, to being like, you know, your brother's acting like a motherfucking fool, yo.
Acting a motherfucking fool right now. We then have Johnny calls Jake. He's at a payphone. It's like the next morning. And he calls Jake at the parents' house. And Jake gets on the phone upstairs. And he goes, hey, it's me. He's not wearing the hat. The hat's officially no longer a part of this movie.
No longer.
He goes, hey, it's me, the midget. And he's like, you got some fucking balls calling me here. He's like, I just think we need to talk things out. You know, you weren't answering my page. He goes, there's nothing to talk about. I know it was you. He's like, what are you talking about? He goes, Johnny, I know.
And you're dead.
He's like, don't fucking threaten me. You can play Ben Foster.
Oh.
You do?
Oh.
Don't fucking threaten me, man.
You're fucking dead. All right? When what?
He says, don't fucking threaten me. He goes, no, fuck that. It's a promise, Johnny.
Yeah.
You better pray
that
the cops find you before I do. Now, he says, you're dead.
So good.
It's a promise.
Yeah.
I'm going to find you, and I'm going to slit your throat. And then I'm going to cut you open, and I'm going to eat
your fucking heart
Come
out.
on, man. It's your motherfucking heart.
Your motherfucking heart out.
You better pray.
You better get on your cock-sucking knees and pray, Johnny. Because when I find you, I'm going to fucking kill you.
And then Johnny has hung up at this point.
Yeah.
He was not listening to all of that.
Hello.
Yeah. Johnny then calls his lawyer. And
Sorry
the
for
lawyer,
everyone listening.
The lawyer says, hey, cock and balls, what can I do for you? And he goes, hey, so let's say hypothetically I know this guy owed him some money. So he snatched the deadbeat's kid brother. You know, like, what kind of problems is this guy looking at? And the lawyer goes, big ones.
Oh, big
ones.
ones.
If he asks for ransom, he's looking at life. He's like, life. So what should he do? And he goes, I don't know. Probably dig a hole somewhere. Why? Who's in trouble? Like worst lawyer in the world.
Yeah.
He's, hypothetically, this huge, awful scenario. Well, why don't I up the stress as much as I possibly can before I go, well, who's in trouble? That was a fun hypothetical you and I just played. I love these. Keep them coming.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Truelove hangs up and fucking leaves.
Yeah.
Because he's like, I can't do life.
Yeah, no lawyer is going to give that spiel that quick.
It's fucking nonsense.
Yeah.
We then we're back at Frankie's, and Susan's like, why is he still here? And he's like, you need to calm the fuck down, Susan, all right? You know, Johnny offered me $2,500 to kill him. And she goes, what? Kill him? He's like, yeah. Oh, yeah. Now, first you give me mouth, now you're giving me fucking tears? I'm not going to fucking do it. Look, Susan, worst comes to worst. I put $50 in the kid's pocket. I tell everyone to go fuck themselves. Put $50 in the kid's pocket. Send them on a bus home. She goes, you promise? He goes, I swear. All right? Now say you, Frankie, have everything under control. And she goes, you, Frankie, have everything under control. He says, now say, I, Susan, am a whiny fucking bitch, and you, Frankie, have everything under control. And she says, Susan, I'm a whiny fucking bitch. You, Frankie, have everything under control. And the brother's just laughing. And he's like playing hacky sack by himself over in the corner laughing at
Which
all
is insane.
This girl, like, she is the only one in this movie who is acting normal about all this and crying at the fact that, like, oh, they might kill this fucking kid. And she is made to seem like she's just overreacting. She's a whiny fucking bitch. Frankie's got it under control. And watching the movie, you're like, yeah. Frankie's got it under control. He's not going to let anything happen to this kid. Susan's being a whiny fucking bitch.
And the brother's just playing hacky sack, laughing at the whole situation. Like, what?
But, like, the viewer, like, in the moment, you're like, yeah, Justin Timberlake's right.
Yeah, and the way they...
you're like, she needs to calm down.
Yeah.
Justin Timberlake's gonna, he's got everything under control.
It's hilarious because you literally feel like the way they shot and edited is like she is the Debbie Downer.
Yeah, that's what they went for, and they nailed it.
Yeah.
I fucking hate Susan. She's the worst.
It's insane.
First she gives Justin Timberlake mouth, and now the fucking tears.
They do a good job at painting that, though.
True Love calls Frankie, and he's like, hey, kid's going home tonight. He's like, all right, I gotta bring him to, like, a motel or something. He's like, why? He's like, my dad's girlfriend's up my ass with a fucking broom. We gotta get him out of here. He's like, all right. So I'll reach out to you later. We'll pick him up. And he goes, all right. He hangs up and yells, kid's going home! And fucking brother's like, ah. So now, are they at the party now? Are they at the motel party?
I believe so.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're getting dropped off.
They're getting dropped off by another mom. A mom drops off Zach, Susan, Sabrina, Keith, Julie. Mm-hmm. Justin Timberlake was like, why don't we add another person to the mix? Not Sabrina. Sabrina was not there, because Sabrina's driving later. Susan, Keith, Julie, and Zach. And they're like, let's have...
Yeah, it was 4.
Let's have them get dropped off by fucking Julie's mom.
Mm-hmm.
That's what and she is the next witness. She's witness number 13.
People are so stupid.
They then walk into a motel party where we see witnesses 14 through 36 or 38 or whatever it is. And you're like, what the fuck is wrong with these people?
Yeah.
38 witnesses. They had them for 2 days. You keep him in a closet and you kill him. And you bury him in a big enough hole out far enough away from society where he doesn't get found. And you're like, I don't know what happened to that fucking kid. Why would I know what happened to Jake Mazurski's little brother? He owes me money, but I don't kidnap kids. That's not what I do.
Yeah.
That's how you handle that, Jesse James Hollywood. You fucked up, man. You fucked up big time.
Hopefully he's able to watch this in prison.
God willing. God willing, we start getting letters from Jesse. There is... Like, I'd like to think... I wouldn't be too starstruck at most people reaching out to the podcast. If Jesse James Hollywood did, I would be starstruck. And I'm not misusing that word. I would be starstruck.
What if he addressed you as his number one fan?
Absolutely.
To David, my number one fan.
The real Jesse James Hollywood. I'd be all for it. I'd be like, fuck yeah, man. What's up? I was like, do they get Zoom or Skype or anything in there? Because you're doing an episode with us. We're doing this.
That'd be wild.
So they're now at the party. Justin Timberlake and he's like cooking up with the brunette chick. They're going into the bathroom. Susan goes in there. And Amanda Seyfried goes in there. And Amanda Seyfried has a friend who we don't really see in the moment. We don't see her face or anything. We just see that there's another person. And they're, like, drinking. Justin Timberlake's on the phone. He's like, no. I told you pay me today. He's like, all right, well, next time you see me, you don't want to fucking see me. And we don't hear what he says, but I assume he says, oh, it's like that? Because Justin Timberlake says, it's just like that, bitch. And he hangs up. And Zach goes, hey, man, is that guy giving you problems? And he's like, yeah, why? He goes, let's beat the shit out of him. He's like,
what?
What? You fucking fighter? He's like, dude, I'm a fucking black belt in Taekwondo. I'd fuck him up. He's like, no fucking way.
Oh, okay.
And he goes and he puts him in a headlock, and he's like making out with Sabrina, and Sabrina's dumping her beer on him.
He's like, show me what you got, huh?
Show me what you got, you little bitch, huh?
Yeah.
And he like...
It just keeps going, and to the point...
He breaks out of it and like checks him in the chest and sweeps his leg and knocks him down. And he goes, oh, your ass fucking sizing me up? And he goes... and does a fucking, like, full-on, like, he's fucking ready karate stance. And Justin Timberlake throws a punch, he blocks it, and then, like, checks him here and knocks him into the bathtub. Justin Timberlake goes, that was fucking awesome, dude! And, like, pops up and hugs him. And he's like, that was fucking crazy!
Can you imagine if he would have fucking hit his head, like, on the bathtub fucking part?
I mean, I think Zach would be alive, and maybe Anton Yelkin would, too.
Shit.
Yelkin, however you say its name.
Yeah.
Maybe they'd both be alive, you know?
Maybe.
So Keith's banging on the door, and they open it, and he doesn't have
all the bitches were impressed, though.
They were all like,
Ooh, that's hot.
They open it, and he comes in. He's not wearing a shirt. He's like, I don't know what happened to my shirt. He's like, yo, Frankie, we're out of booze. And he's like, man, tell your fucking freeload of friends I'm not made of money. So Justin Timberlake is throwing a party for high school kids.
Ridiculous.
At a motel.
This guy is seeming more like a fucking loser.
He is such a loser.
Yeah.
Such a fucking loser.
Literally.
Jesse James Hollywood, on the other hand, badass. You know?
Just using everyone.
Dude, just making it happen, dude.
Yeah.
Making it fucking happen. Mm-hmm. So Justin Timberlake's like, all right, I'll go get more booze, I guess. And he walks out, and Amanda Seyfried brings her friend over, and it's Amber Heard.
Ooh,
who
like that.
I just want it to be said right now, Amber Heard, I have no
issue.
Yeah, but like there's no, I don't care how I'm treated by you.
Yeah.
You can do whatever you want to me.
Yeah.
I'm not a little pussy-ass bitch like Johnny Depp. You could beat the shit out of me, and I'd be like, yeah, it's all right.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. That's the difference between me and Depp. So if you're watching this, I'm game.
Yeah.
I'm game. Whatever you want.
Poop on the bed.
Oh, shit all over the bed.
All on my...
Shit everywhere in the house. Literally everywhere.
Spread it on the walls.
And I'll be like, that's just Amber doing what Amber does. I'll be like, you see how fucking hot she is?
Yeah.
Whatever.
I'm sure she takes control.
I got to put up with a little bit of this. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. No issues, Amber. Hit me up. I'm the David Breen on Instagram. My number is... Do you think I was going to say it?
Yeah.
I think I was going to say my number.
Yeah.
Yeah, whoever sees it. Hopefully
yeah.
Amber Heard. Yeah. I'm the David Breen on Instagram, Amber. Just hit me up.
Send him a DM.
So she walks up and she goes, watch how fast I can down this shit. And then she has it's like a wine in a bottle thing. Like, what are those called? Wine.
It almost seemed like
wine
a fruity,
cooler. It's a wine cooler. And it's not that impressive how fast she downs it. And then she
Johnny
says...
Depp thought it was.
I mean, apparently. And she says, all right, well, quit staring. It's your turn. And she pops one open for Zach and for Julie, and they both start going. And Julie stops almost immediately, and Zach, he does it quick. He spills some, but he does it quick.
But he's trying so hard.
Oh, he wants to fucking do it. He wants
to
impress her.
prove it, yeah.
That's what Amber Heard's into. She's like, I'm into fucking results.
Yeah.
And she downs it, and she goes, how old are you? Or she goes, you really stolen? And he goes, yeah. And then Julie goes, he's cute, right? And she goes, how old are you? And he goes, I'm 17. And then Keith over in the corner with his chick goes, 17? This motherfucker's 15 years old.
He's like, dude.
He's like, what the fuck, man? He goes, fuck, I'm sorry. They don't care.
Yeah, who gives a shit? They don't give a shit.
And they didn't.
Yeah.
Because Amber Heard then goes, ever been laid, stolen boy?
That's one of David's favorite lines.
Such a hot line.
David's just sitting over there like, yeah.
Ever been laid, stolen boy?
That's repeat in the headphones.
Ever been laid, stolen boy? What was the... Jacking off? You got to do a jack off motion?
Amber Heard's voice talking about stolen boy?
I've never jacked off to it. All right?
Do you think Amber would like it?
It's lowbrow. Lowbrow masturbation humor, and you're better than that, Braden, all right?
But what...
You are better than that. I expect more out of you. That's what I meant to say. Amber Heard, I have no expectations on how I'm treated.
Yeah.
I mean, like in most scenarios, I absolutely do. But with you, none. None. All bets are off. Do what you want, Amber Heard.
That's commitment.
Yeah. They're now... We see Johnny True Love. They're outside a Mexican restaurant. It's Angie's birthday. It's her and the dude that was there earlier. He's kind of just loud and annoying. Mm-hmm. I don't like he's the funny friend, but he's kind of just like an over the top funny friend. You're like, all right, whatever, cool.
Yeah.
And they're at like outside a restaurant, and Elvis is there, and he's like, all right, walking. They're walking towards his car, and he's like, all right, so ask me what I think about all this.
So what do you think about all this?
What do I think? I think no more music videos. That's what I think. That's his take. He's doing a callback to a few nights ago when they watched the music videos where the people are shooting and all that stuff. He is committed to murdering a kid. And, like...
That's how he references it.
I think no more music videos. You know? He's
and Johnny Chulo just, like, fucking nods.
He's like, all right, well. And he gets in the car, and he's driving, and Angie runs up. She's like, I hate that you have to work, Schmitty. And he goes, happy birthday, Angie. Eat a piece of cake for me. And she goes, okay, and kisses him on the cheek, and then she goes in. Bruce Willis is now at Angie's parents' house, and he's like, hey, Sean, is my kid here? And she's like, no, they went out for Angie's birthday. And he's like, all right, well, something came up. You mind if we wait? I'm like, yeah, no, of course, come in. And it's Bruce Willis, the grandpa, and the lawyer. Yeah. They're all there, and they're going to wait there. We cut back to the party. Justin Timberlake we cut back to the motel, and we're at the pool.
I mixed those two up a couple times.
And they jump the fence to go into the pool because it's late and the pool's closed. Amber Heard and Amanda Seyfried start getting naked. We see both of them naked. Hot. Yeah. I mean, very hot, both of them. And Amanda Seyfried looks at Zach. He's just watching. He's fully dressed. And she says, quit fucking staring. This is your lucky night. Get in.
Yeah.
And he's like, all right. He starts undressing and gets in the pool. And she's being all sexy. And then she goes over and reaches and grabs something. She says, turn around. And he says, I don't get it. She says, turn around. And he turns around, and she ties like a...
I don't even know what that was.
It was like might have been like a scarf or something.
Yeah.
Some piece of clothing. Ties it around his eyes as a blindfold. And she says, start counting. And he goes, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ready, 9, here I come. Marco. And they play Marco Polo. And it's all sexy. And what would have been cool is if he was just super competitive about it. Yeah. Instead of letting it be the whole, like, I draw you in with my sexy voice. Like,
yeah.
Polo. Just like that. And he's like, oh, I got you. All right. You're it now. Let's go. And then he's like, hiding.
And but before she can
he's
even react,
and he
jumps, dives underwater, swims to the other side.
And he's so good at it.
He's pumped.
He's so good. He's getting out of the water, jumping in before she calls fish out of water. Like, he's the best at Marco Polo.
Yeah. The other girl's like, what are you doing? He's like, no, watch.
She's never going to get me. She will never get me. That doesn't happen. It is very sexy. She's like, Polo. And then he gets close and takes it off, and they start kissing, and Amber Heard comes from behind and starts kissing him, and then he starts kissing her.
It's kind of like a Wild Things moment.
Very much so, but with the dude thrown in the mix.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I'm here for it.
For sure.
It is one of the two hottest pool scenes
of all time.
Of all time, of any movie we've done, for sure.
Yeah.
They do that, and then back in the motel room, Justin Timberlake is seemingly having sex in the middle of the room. There's no door dividing the bed that he's in, where his shirt is up over his head and Susan is going down on him. And he gets a phone call, and it's Johnny, and he's like, hey, I'm going to come pick him up, get everyone the fuck out of there. And he's like, all right. He's like, all right, everybody, Zach's going home. Get the fuck out of here. And they're like, all right. Oh, so Johnny, they were in the restaurant, and Johnny, Olivia Wilde was blowing out the sparkler candle things, and then she goes, you know what I wished for? I want to suck your cock. And then she like starts going towards him, and the friend who's just there.
Yeah, who is this guy?
He's just their buddy.
Yeah,
he's their buddy.
Buddy.
He starts going, oh, wish is coming true. Wish is coming true. Which I get, like.
But he like gets really close to them,
and I get like she couldn't suck his dick in the restaurant like that. They would go to fucking jail. You can't do that.
But he was like putting his hips like almost into her.
He was getting like he was always like, oh wait, my wish is coming true.
Oh yeah,
my wish is coming true. And he's over there, and like they're laughing. They're like, oh, he's the funny guy. And I get she couldn't suck his dick in the booth at the restaurant.
Oh, I thought she was about didn't, but like was about to like.
Oh, she might have, but she can't do that. That's illegal.
Yeah.
You go to prison. The restaurant be like, hey, you need to stop this right now. And if they're like, no, just don't worry about it, they're like, we're calling the police. We're a family Mexican restaurant. Like, stop it.
We serve food
Stop it.
here.
There's a family over there eating quesadillas. You can't suck your boyfriend's dick inside our restaurant. Go home.
Oh, my God.
I don't care if, no, quit saying it's your birthday. I don't care if it's your birthday. But like, while she's doing it, he's like, I gotta make a call. And she's like, what? No. Bad. And then the buddy's like, why don't you open your present? She's like, oh, let's open the presents. She goes from like over the top, slutty, sexy, like aggressive, mature to like childish with one sentence.
Yeah.
So he makes
She
the call.
Probably was like that.
Olivia Wilde or
No.
the girl? Yeah, probably Angie.
Yeah.
Angie, if you're watching this, and we know you are, if anyone's watching it, it's Angie. DM the 5'6" King.
Let us know.
Yeah, let us know. You'd be like, that's spot on. Olivia Wilde crushed it.
Yeah.
And then Johnny Truelove, he calls Frankie, and he's like, hey, get right out of there. I gotta make him up. He's like, hey, everyone get the fuck out of here. So now the girls are leaving. Sabrina's driving them. It's Sabrina. Susan gets in the front seat. Julie, I don't think Amber Heard gets in the... Oh, Amber Heard does.
Yeah.
Amber Heard and Julie get in the car, and then Keith's going to get in. And, like, Zach's smiling, and Amanda Seyfried gives him her number and says, wipe that smile off your face. You're a dead fucking giveaway.
Yeah.
And Justin Timberlake's like, you motherfucker.
Well
Like,
played.
He's like, stay right there. He's like, you fucked her. That's awesome. Like, he's happy for him.
Yeah.
And he goes up, and Keith's getting in the car. He's like, no, dude, just chill with us. He's like, I was going to get a ride home here. He goes, you love weed? He goes, I do. I'll stay. This kid was going to fucking leave. He was going to go home. Justin Timberlake pressured him into staying.
Yep.
I wonder, they're both out of prison. I wonder, they hang out? Yeah. But that would be interesting.
They allowed to?
Why not?
I don't know. You guys acted together and fucking...
Acted? I mean,
Well, like, not acted, but, like...
so I thought you thought I meant Justin Timberlake and the actor who played Keith. I'd be like, for sure, those two can do whatever the fuck they want.
I'm saying they both did, like, criminal activities and shit, you know, like...
I mean, I have no idea. I don't know how the parole system works.
I don't know either.
I would think it's probably not a great idea. But
Right?
like,
You would think they'd be like, you guys can't...
you
do
can't
stuff
associate
together.
with the known people. Maybe we'll look into that. Maybe.
Yeah.
I hope they hang out. So they leave, and we go back to Olivia Wilde's parents' house, and they open the door, and everyone's there, and Olivia Wilde's parents are like, hey, let's go in the other room. They got to talk. And she says, fuck that. It is my birthday. And the mom grabs her. She's like, get the fuck off me, you bitch. Fuck, like, screaming at her. And the dad says, whoa, hey, time out. Party's over. You don't talk to your mother that way. He said it just like that. Just like that. And then Bruce Willis walks up to Johnny and... I'm Johnny, so you gotta... Where is he?
Where is he?
Who?
You know where the...
So where is he again?
Where is he?
I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. And then he, like, grabs him there. He's like, the kid. Where's the fucking kid? And he's like, get off of me. And he's like, there's a missing person corner on every... missing person poster on every street corner. He's like, you screw your life up so bad unless you come clean now, John. You come clean now. He's screaming. He's going fucking crazy.
Yeah.
And the lawyer goes over. He's like, hey. Just take a step back. Yeah, calm down. All right, let me talk to him. We'll get him to do it. Just take a step back.
Listen, what your father's trying to say is we got a plan, all right? We got a plan. You turn over the son. We all go together. We bring the checkbook, and we just write whatever number they need, and we solve it all. And then he's like,
that will never work.
And then doesn't he say?
I'm not saying it's going to solve everything. You're probably looking at some jail time.
He's like, no.
And then the grandpa goes, what are you talking about? It's a piece of cake. Let the spooks do the hard time.
You do a couple years.
Stop. Let the spooks do the hard time.
Yeah,
being like, we're rich white people and we can afford these lawyers and stuff to get deals and we pay our way out of this issue. let the black people do the hard time because they can't afford lawyers and to pay people off for the crimes they do. Let them do the hard time. You're a nice white boy. You just do 2 years for kidnapping a kid. That's what Grandpa is saying there. These people are fucking monsters. But Johnny's like, I'm not doing any fucking jail time. I can't do it. And then Bruce Willis is like, all right, Einstein, then what's your fucking plan, huh? How do you get out of this? And we then see Elvis shows up at the motel, and Frankie comes out, and he's like, where's Johnny? He's like, hey, Johnny didn't come. There's been a change of plans. He's like, all right, well, you taking him home or what, Elvis? And he says, what? And Justin Timberlake says, what? And he says, that's right. He's like, what are you talking about? And then he shows him the gun in his waist. He says, kid ain't going home. And he's like, what? He's like, fuck that, I'm out. And then he, like, grabs him and slams his head against the wall a couple times.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, we fucking him up there.
Yeah.
He goes, fuck that, you're fucking in. I'm here to clean up your mess, and you're fucking helping me with it. And then he gets, like, in his face, and he smiles, and what does he say? He says, who's sucking whose cock now?
Oh, yeah.
Elvis just fucking banked everything that happened to him early in the movie, and he's like,
This is
I'm
his
gonna say
moment.
it now.
Yeah, this is his moment
So
to
great.
shine.
No more music videos. Who's sucking whose cock now? And so they go and they get shovels and duct tape from Frankie's dad's shed, and they're pulling up back at the motel. And Frankie's like, no, I'm not fucking doing it. I'm not digging. He's like, hey, shut the fuck up. You're doing it with me. And he gets out and he's like, no, everybody has a line, and mine's the fucking graveyard. So if you want to shoot me right here and now. I don't give a fuck. And he starts running away.
Yeah.
He goes up and walks in, and Keith goes, hey, excuse me. And then looks, and Elvis is in the bathroom loading his gun, and he looks at Keith and closes the door and finishes. And Keith's just like, huh. And, like, starts to walk away. And then Elvis opens the door again. And he goes, hey, where's Frankie? I need a ride home. So he takes Keith with him. And we see them leave, and they're getting in a car. And Frankie comes back to the motel, and Zach is laying on the couch watching Austin Powers. And he goes, hey, what you watching? Or he goes, where's everybody? He's like, your friend gave Keith a ride home. He's like, oh, cool. What? Oh, Elvis didn't, like, he's not really giving Keith a ride home.
Yeah.
He's just like, I'm cool with Keith dying. Whatever. Whatever. He thinks Keith's Zach. He's going to kill him. Whatever. I will live with this. And so he's watching. He's like, hey, man, will you want to run out of the liquor store, buy me a pack of cigarettes? He goes, dude, I'm underage, so it won't sell to me. He goes, right. Hey, let's just take, like, a drive, you know? Let's go somewhere. You want to?
Nah, I don't really feel like it.
Want to just stay and watch a movie. And he's like, okay. Fuck, like, I don't believe that happened.
Yeah.
Because if you're Frankie and you're going to commit to being like, oh, we could take a drive and I can go get this kid to safety, you say, hey, that guy, I think that guy's going to kill you. We need to leave right now. You're going to get in the car with me. I'm going to take you home.
Yeah, if you don't say at least that, just at least be like, all right, we got to go. Get in the car. Let's go.
Yeah,
like, the kid's not going to be like, oh, now I'm going to stand up and be like, no, that's not going to happen.
Hey, let's go. You're getting in the car with me.
Yeah.
Like you don't pussyfoot around and be like, you want to take a drive? Or
yeah.
And then he says no, and he's like, all right, well.
For me, if there's a part that I don't believe, it's this.
You believe he offered to buy him a bus ticket? Because I don't.
Not that
I believe, okay, so back, Susan was like, if you want to leave, you can leave. I believe that happened.
Yeah.
I believe
that
Susan
happened.
said that, and he was like, it's fine. They're going to pay the money.
Yeah. It's not that I do believe it. It's not, but it's more of that I don't fully not believe it. But for this, I definitely don't believe it. For this in particular part.
Like that's not how you would word it here. Him.
Yeah.
You would word what you just said exactly how you just said it.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be like, let's just take a ride, you know? Like, let's just go somewhere.
Yeah. And
he's like,
pussyfoot
no,
around
I'm
it.
good. I'm good. Like, he'd be like, we're leaving.
Yeah.
Yeah. But doesn't, and then Elvis and Keith walk back in, and Keith looks unhappy. Keith looks fucking shell-shocked. And Elvis goes to the fridge. Justin Timberlake walks out when Elvis gets there.
Mm-hmm.
And Elvis, like, starts drinking.
Just takes, like, a
liquor.
shot.
He's drinking out of the bottle. And he goes, you Zach? He's like, yeah. He's like, well, I'm Elvis, and I'm going to take you home, man.
said it so nice.
So nice. And he's like, oh, where's this guy been? This guy's great.
I'm the guy that's going to take you home.
And then he walks out to check on Frankie, and he's like, hey, like, it has to be done, man. It has to be unanimous. And he's like, I like the kid, man. He's like, what's not to like? He's a kid. But if he goes home and tells everyone we're looking at life, and he's like, life for what? For taking care of him? And Elvis goes, dude, you were there from square one, and you sat on him the whole time. You think you're walking? He's like, you for sure are going to get life. And he's like, fuck, man. And then he's about, like, Justin was like, all right, I get it. Like, let's fucking go.
And he also said, he's like, you know, if you do not do this, like, you're still going to be basically fucked, and then you're going to have Johnny coming after you.
Oh, he says you sure as shit don't want Sonny True Love banging down your door.
Yeah.
Which is Bruce Willis.
Yeah.
He's like, they're going to fucking come after you, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. You can't turn on the fucking pack. We're a unit.
Yep.
Can't tell you how many times I've said that to Braden. So they're in the car. Bruce Willis, they're at a payphone. He's like, make the fucking call, Johnny. Make the fucking call. Call it off. And he's like, these assholes are so stupid. The kid's probably already loose. This isn't going to happen anyways. Like, he's running somewhere. And he's like, make the fucking call. And now they're in their car, and Zach's just saying the last things you want to hear a kid say before you kill him. He's talking about how much, he's like, my mom's the best, you know? And, like, I'm going to get home, just have a fresh start, you know? Like, maybe I'll learn an instrument, like guitar, you know? It sounds hard, you know? It's guitar, but, like, I think I could do it, you know? Like, I'm going to be a better son. I'm going to be a better brother. I'm just going to be a better person. And, you know, like, this is exactly what I needed. And you guys know that I would never, ever rat you out, right? Frankie, you know that, right? He's like, yeah, man, I know. He's like, yeah, I love you guys. Like just the worst. And even Elvis is like, fuck, man. Like, come on. Just be quiet back there.
Yeah.
Make this so much easier. So they get to this, like, canyon thing that doesn't seem far off the road.
It's pretty stupid because they seem like they're in the middle of nowhere, but once you get to the top of, like, where they're going, you can clearly see that there's a city right behind them.
Yeah, the road's, like, right there. Like they are not far off the path. But they pull up there, and Zach's looking around. He's like, where are we?
Yeah.
And he says, oh, we're meeting someone up there that's going to give you a ride home. He goes, oh, okay. And then he hops out. He's just, yeah, that makes sense. And so they get out, and they start walking up, and we see witnesses 38 and 39. Just because, you know, fuck it.
And if you're at a spot, and I used to go night hiking all the time, but if you're at a spot that's like an actual hiking trail, and there's people that are finishing up their hike, and you still have a chance to turn around, it's just ridiculous. Like,
it's bananas that they stayed and went through with it. Like, it's if you're gonna kill a 15-year-old, you don't do it when there's two people right there. You just don't.
You don't.
Keith, they're walking up, and Zach's still talking about it. He's like, you know, like, man, like, I'm going to be a better son to my mom. You know, like, I know it sounds gay or whatever, but, like, she loves me so much. You know, she's my best friend. And Keith's like, I can't fucking do this, guys. And he's crying, and he walks over and hugs Zach. He's like, Keith, you all right, man? You're crying. And then he like, fucking storms off, and Justin Timberlake goes to the top. He's like, don't fucking touch me. And then he's like, Zach's like, something's up. And he's like, Frankie, what's going on, man? And then he, like, looks back and forth. He's like, oh, no, dude, no. And
no.
Elvis like, let's go. We're like, no, man, I don't want to die. I promise I won't tell anyone about you guys. And he's like, no, it's not. We're meeting someone up there. He's giving me rides. Like, there's no one up there. There's nowhere in the middle of fucking nowhere, Frankie. He's like, I promise you there's someone up there. He's like, you promise? He's like, I swear. He's like, okay. And then he's walking up with him, and they go up, and they get to the grave where there's fucking shovel, and they dug a hole, and he's like, no, my God, no, Frankie, I swear to God, I won't tell anyone. I don't want to die, Frankie. He's like, we're not going to kill you, I swear, all right? And then Elvis tossed him some duct tape. He's like, hey, I swear I'm not going to kill you. He's like, I don't want to die, Frankie, please, I don't want to die. He's like, hey, I would never hurt you, all right? He's like, okay, Frankie, okay. He's like, now I got to tape you up, okay? He's like, yeah, okay, that makes sense, Frankie. Tape me up. And he tapes his hands and his feet, and he's like, all right, now, I gotta duct tape your mouth closed, all right? He's like, yeah, okay, Frankie, you can duct tape my mouth closed. I love you. Just please don't hurt me. And then he, like, duct tapes him and bites it, and he's off, and Elvis comes up from behind with the shovel, and Justin Timberlake goes, whoa, what the fuck? We're not really doing this, are we? And then he hits him over the head, because of course he does.
Yeah.
Of course he brought him to the grave, and they duct taped him and showed him, hey, this is your grave.
It's funny how they portray him in the film that Justin Timberlake's character is like
just oblivious.
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, we're not really doing this, are we? And then he hits him, and he gets like one of those, I forget what they're called, but it's like the handheld machine gun, an Uzi.
Yeah.
And just shoots him 9 times, they say.
Yeah.
And just all through the body, just a perfect line.
Yeah.
Dead in the hole.
And immediately starts bleeding profusively. Profusively everywhere.
If you did say profusively, I was going to be upset.
Profusively everywhere. There's blood.
And then it cuts to Sharon Stone, who...
I did not understand this part because is this actually Sharon Stone? Is this the actress?
It was Sharon Stone with fat makeup on.
Right?
So they had it be like she gained...
This is time later. And that,
Yeah, and she's... the acting in this is incredible.
It's incredible, but it's
bawling
just,
her eyes out.
You can tell she's wearing a fat makeup thing, though.
Yeah, because we saw Sharon Stone earlier, and we know Sharon Stone didn't really gain...
Did she gain that much in real life to where they felt like they had to do that, though?
Yeah, probably.
Okay.
95%, baby.
Yeah, 95. I guess you're right.
95%.
It's like it wouldn't be the same thing if she didn't gain 50 pounds.
And she's just hysterical. She's crying. She's talking about... She's like, I've tried killing myself 3 times, and she's like, you know...
She's like losing it.
She's not as crazy as Braden.
Dude, she's
crazy,
laughing hysterically
she's like,
while crying.
She's like, you're supposed to do it like this, but I fucking did it like that. And she's crying. She's like, God has a fucking plan for me. I don't know it. She's crying, she's laughing, she's out of her fucking mind because her kid died.
But in real life, though, anyone who's filming this documentary or whatever this interview would be like, okay, let's just cut it for a second. We'll come back to this.
No.
Dude, she's like literally losing her mind right now.
But dude,
she's not just crying.
So, dude, in real life, the person filming this documentary isn't a good person.
Yeah,
they're not like, oh, this poor woman, she probably doesn't want this on film. They're like, oh, this is perfect. In real life, the person filming this documentary was fucking hoping that's what she would be like.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, they weren't like, oh, let's cut it. Yeah, it's all right. Hey, just take a breather.
It's like the interview where they're like, oh, no, keep it going. There's someone in the earpiece like, keep her talking.
Yeah,
keep her talking.
Keep her talking. Keep her going crazy, talking about suicide.
Bring out the kid again.
And God.
Just one more time.
Yeah, the person doing that does not care about her.
I guess you're right.
Yeah. And she's
cool
like,
world.
Jay, my son was killed for $1,200, you know, and Jake didn't come to the funeral because he didn't want to get hit. He said it was out of respect for me. It was bullshit. Just blah, blah, blah. Just her being crazy and, like, fucking crying and sobbing. We then cut to Frankie being the worst liar in the history of liars. Susan knocks on his door. He comes up. She goes, Zach's dead. He says, how do you know about that? And then she shows in the newspaper that Zach's body was found. And he just goes, I have nothing to do with this. I can't believe it happened. I'm shocked. And she's like, what do you mean? What the fuck is going on? He's like, I don't know. I feel like I'm being set up. She's like, did you drop him off last night? He's like, yeah, I dropped him off in Pomona. She's like, where? What street? He's like, I don't fucking know. It was Pomona. And she's like, you better have a good fucking lawyer. And he walks off and he goes, fuck you, bitch.
And throws that shit at her.
Throws the paper at her. If you're Frankie and like you wanna sell this, you're like, oh my God. Like you start breaking down, you're like, and you're like, fuck. You're like, Susan, I swear to God, Elvis came and picked him up and said he was taking him home. I thought he was going home. Like you fucking break down.
What's crazy is he's telling the kid, like, I swear to God, nothing's going to happen to you. But the moment that someone questions him about that, he doesn't even attempt to almost, like, lie, you know?
He's got nothing. He's bringing nothing to the table.
Yeah.
We then see Elvis. He shows up at they borrowed that dude's truck, his mom's car. the dude who
yeah.
went to the dinner. And
Buddy.
And when they went there, he answered the door and went, "What up, buddy?"
Buddy,
They go,
buddy.
buddy. That guy who was at the dinner, and they show up at his house, and Elvis like, "Hey, I need your help. Just let me take your car and get out of here." He's like, "No, get the fuck away from me, man.
Yeah.
You killed someone and used my mom's car." He's like, "Just let me use your phone. I gotta call Johnny. I need to make sure Johnny's okay." And he's like, "You're on your own, man." And like the cops are pulling up, and I was like, "Oh fuck."
And he
then
starts taking off.
Takes off running, and the cops like corner him, and the cop goes, "Get on the ground, or I'll blow your fucking head off now!" And he gets down and gets arrested. We see Johnny and Angie. They're at a used car dealership, and he wants to trade in his car for another car. And the guy's like, "All right, let's go get you a loan app." He's like, we don't need to do any of that paperwork stuff. And he has just a wad of cash. And he's like, we'll just do it with this. And the guy's like, "All right." Johnny has blonde hair now. Angie is now a brunette.
Good
She
look.
was blonde before. It was a good look.
Yeah.
They're at a motel, and they're just sitting there, and they're watching a Tech 9 music video. And it's just quiet, and she goes, "You want to fuck?" He goes, "All right." And then they get undressed, and they try to fuck, and Johnny can't get an erection. And she's like, what's going on? It's like a piece of bubble gum down there. And he goes, "Well, then why don't you do something about it?" And she's like, "All right." And then she goes down and apparently sucks his flaccid penis for a while, because she comes up and she's like, what the fuck?
But as this is happening, they shoot it in a way where it seems as if the walls are closing in on him, and as if all this pressure is getting to him. So apparently he's having like a anxiety or stress attack of some sort, to where he can't get a hard on. Yeah.
I mean, it makes sense.
No, yeah.
I mean, it would be hard.
I wouldn't be sexually...
It would be hard to just block out everything else.
Yeah, but they do a cool job of shooting that.
Yeah. So they argue, and he's like, "I'm going to go get some fucking cigarettes." And she's annoyed because she wants to fuck.
Yeah.
And he leaves to go get cigarettes, and he's walking out of the liquor store, and he sees... Liquor store is in New Mexico. So they've driven to New Mexico at this point. Mm-hmm. And he sees Angie getting arrested at the motel. He then hitchhikes and like does it sketchily, like
it's
hiding his head, and too easily gets a car to pull over, and he hops in.
Yeah, that was... I couldn't tell if that was... That must have been the 5%.
Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, I bet you he hitchhiked.
You get what I'm saying, though?
Yeah. I got what you meant by 5%.
Okay,
I do, but yeah. I bet you he hitchhiked, but it wasn't that quick.
Yeah.
But he hitchhikes, and he shows up at some house of a guy we've never met before. And she's like, "Johnny's here." And he's like, "Johnny who?" And then looks up and sees him. And we see this guy in an interview, and he says, I mean, I hadn't seen Johnny since junior high. So Jesse James Hollywood's 22, so someone he hadn't seen in 10 years.
Yeah.
And he's like, "But I mean, of course I was going to help him. He's fucking family." You're like, "What, dude?"
That made no sense to me.
Johnny who? You weren't like, "Oh shit, Johnny's here?" Yeah, it's been 10 years, and you're like, he's fucking family. Of course I was going to help him. And he's talking, he has a map out, and he's like, so we start driving up to the border. We're driving to the border, and we're getting close, and he starts freaking. He's talking about God and forgiveness and all this shit. And then he starts freaking out, and he's like, no, they know. No, they know. I'm like, dude, it's fine. He's like, now he wants to go to Canada. So we drive all the way up to the border. Same thing. He starts freaking out. He won't get in the trunk. He wants to go to Mexico now. So we go down, and we get all the way to Cheyenne, Wyoming, and now he changed his mind. He wants to go back. So I pull over. I'm like, dude, I can't fucking do this all the time. Where do you want to go?
That's already too much.
It's way too much. Dude, here's the thing. I've seen you a lot since junior high. If I 100%, I would help you. I would for sure help you.
Yeah.
I wouldn't drive to the Mexican border,
drive
to the Canadian border, and then drive back.
No.
And have you
no.
You would pick a border. I would do whatever in my power to get you across that border.
Yeah,
but and that would be it.
Yeah.
Like
that must have been in total at that point like 8,000-9,000 miles.
Would you do that for me?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
All right.
Very enthusiastic, yeah. But yeah, like 9,000 miles. They just
driving the whole country, you know?
Oh, 2 times over.
What an awesome road trip that would be. We see them pulling up. We see the grandpa in his robe washing the car in the
like,
driveway.
like as if he's never washed a car before, kind of thing. He's just so like, I don't give a fuck.
He just wants something to do.
Yeah, exactly.
Bored.
Yeah, exactly.
He's doing that, and Johnny gets out of the guy's car and then looks at him. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna be back in like 5 minutes. Wait for me, all right?" And the guy's like, "Yeah, I'll wait for you. I'll wait for you." The song. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye
to Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Say goodbye to Hollywood. Say goodbye. Just keep it going. It's a perfect fucking song for.
When his name's Jesse James Hollywood.
That's what I'm saying. And it's the last
time.
time his grandpa's gonna potentially say bye to him.
Yeah, he goes into the grandpa, sees him, and like just grabs him, kisses him on the cheek, and brings him in. The buddy from junior high was not waiting.
Yeah,
he's like, your fucking family can sort this out. I'm out of here.
Yeah,
I'm not driving you from border to border.
Fucking crazy.
So he goes inside, and then Bruce Willis is being interviewed again, and he's like, blah blah blah. I don't know. I don't know where my son is, but if I did, you think I'd fucking tell all you people? And the grandpa goes, I think he's lost. And the guy's like, what do you mean lost? He's like, he came in. The day I saw him, he showed up here. I went in the fridge to get a sandwich. I turned around, he was gone. And the guy's like, you expect me to fucking believe that? And Bruce Willis was like, oh, yeah. He hasn't reached out to me. He ain't here. He must be lost. So why don't you guys get the fuck out of my house?
Boom.
It then does like a thing where while it was playing Say Goodbye to Hollywood, it showed this. So Tico got 9 years.
Yeah.
Bobby 911 got a handful of years. Keith, who was 17 at the time of this, was released when he was 25. Frankie got a life sentence, but as we've discussed, he got paroled like a year or two ago. I think that's everybody now.
Yeah,
and then Johnny. Elvis. Elvis is on death row, and in January of last year, appealed it and lost the appeal.
So now he's going to be killed, what, this year?
So death row is different. I don't know when.
Haven't they been changing like death row laws recently in certain states?
I don't pay attention to that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I know he was on death row. He appealed it recently and lost the appeal, and they upheld his death sentence. And then it shows Johnny True Love wearing a suit and like combing his hair back and checking out some chicks. He's in Paraguay.
Yeah.
And it says then like he's walking past some people and then a guy like follows him and then the screen freezes and it says in 2005, after 5 years on the FBI's most wanted list, Johnny True Love was arrested in Paraguay. He is currently awaiting trial, where he could receive the death sentence. He didn't receive the death sentence. He got life in prison without the possibility of parole. So he's going to spend the rest of his life in prison. I mean, hopefully if he gets out, he reaches out to us. You know, it'd be really cool. But,
so when I saw it, it was saying that he was like about to be on trial for it. Did you see or did you read something that was like he's already been convicted and like is going to spend life in jail?
Yeah, he's like, so he might be appealing it. He was convicted and sentenced to life in prison. It's been 17 years. They couldn't drag it out that long without a conviction.
How long did it take for them to find him? 5 years?
5 years.
Okay.
So he's been in custody for 17 years.
Yeah.
He was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.
Okay.
He could be appealing it and all that bullshit. That
okay.
He's just always fighting it, whatever.
Yeah.
But that's what he got. He got life sentence without the possibility of parole, and that's Alpha Dog.
That's
guys.
Alpha Dog.
Alpha Dog Part 2,
Woo!
Way longer than Part 1. So worth it. And guys, we're gonna take a little break, and we will come back and tell you what's in store for the 5-6 Kings. So stick around. And we're back. And guys, we have some very exciting news here on the 5-6 Kings. I mean, we're a year in the books. We got a year worth of movies. Some great episodes. Some great movies. Some bad movies. Some great acting. Some bad acting. Some vibey movies. Some serious vibes.
Who doesn't like some vibe?
Guys, so next week is a special treat. We're going to be listing off the nominees for the first ever 5-6 King Awards. Guys, like, let's just... We're going to go into it in great detail next week, but we're going to have some awards. There's different categories, different people nominated for each award. But Braden and I aren't picking the winners. No. Braden and I
No.
do not pick any of the winners. We want you guys to pick the winners. So, guys, next week we're gonna go over it. We're gonna tell you how to vote. We're gonna tell you where to vote. We'll list off all the nominees. It's gonna be a full episode of doing that. I can't wait.
I'm excited, honestly. Like, I'm just thinking about. I love things like this, like whether it's
Who
the
doesn't?
polls, different types of, I don't know, just like the charts, like how South Park's doing right now with the music. If you guys don't know about that, go to South Park.
It's a shame the songs that they put up there.
Yeah, it is.
Like the theme song. It started a bracket of 64, and the theme song's
yeah.
in the final 8.
Yeah,
None of the Faith Plus One songs are in the final 8.
that's disappointing.
Make It Right made it, though. But it's going to lose to... Yeah, let's go, kick ass, dude. Last fighting live. But I'm going to make it right. That should win.
Such a
That
great
should
song.
win of the songs that are left. It won't.
Yeah.
If the theme song makes it past this round, I'm
That-
gonna do an Elvis on some 15-year-old.
Yeah,
Mark
that-
my words.
That infuriates me.
Mark my words. But guys, that's what's coming next week, and I can't wait.
I can't fucking wait.
I can't wait.
I'm shaking.
So Braden, we did Alpha Dog because of course we did.
Of course.
Of course we did. You pick movies, I pick movies. We're going to do Crank because Matty McDonough picked it and other people have sent in movies.
Mm-hmm.
But how would they do that, you know? Let's say someone's watching this, someone's listening to this, and they're like, I want them to do my favorite movie. Braden, how do they tell us to do their favorite movie?
David, they could just send us an email at the56kings@gmail.com.
Do you mean FIVESIXKING
S.
at gmail.com?
It's that easy. Or
Or?
they could just hit us up on Instagram at the 56king at 56kings.
Do you mean at FIVESIXKING
S.
on Instagram?
It's that easy, David.
I mean, guys, two options such as that. What are you waiting for?
Can't go wrong.
Yeah, send us your movie ideas. We'd love to hear them.
Love to.
We might do them, might not. Who the fuck knows? But I'd love to hear them. Braden would love to hear them. And guys, while you're there, while you're emailing us, while you're Instagramming us, you know, give us a follow.
Please.
And like, you got your phone out, whatever format you listen to us on. If you watch us on YouTube, subscribe. Give us a like. Give us a review.
Yeah, maybe comment.
Leave a comment.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like all this stuff. It takes you no time at all, and it means the world to us, guys.
Yeah.
It makes such a difference. That's how we'll start paying the bills here, you know? Braden and I can quit our jobs and just be full-time podcasters. I mean, that's the dream. And don't you guys want that for us?
Don't you want us to live our dreams?
Guys, just let us fly, you know? Just let these baby birds fly.
Just open the cage.
Guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Nope. Second week in a row I've done this. Braden, they know where to watch. They know where to listen. They know where to reach us. But when? When do they watch? When do they listen? When do new episodes of the 5-6 Kings drop?
David, every motherfucking Monday.
So hold on, like I hear you say that, but like Memorial Day, Labor Day, President's Day, Martin Luther King
It
Day.
doesn't fucking matter.
What, no. But what if Christmas is on a Monday?
It doesn't fucking
What if
matter.
Halloween is on a Monday?
It doesn't matter.
Every motherfucking Monday?
Every motherfucking Monday.
Well, guys, you heard it here. Look how passionate he is about it.
Very
This guy will not fuck that up. Look at that. He is certain.
Mondays.
Guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. Please like, please share, please subscribe. Please tell everyone about us. And we'll see you all next week. I love you all very much.
Peace out.
Bitch, I'm from Palm Beach County.